What's going on, people? Hope everybody's having a good evening. Oh, I'm going live early tonight. I just kind of got sick of sitting in there flipping channels on YouTube. So I figured I'd just come in here and hang out with you guys tonight. We're gonna just kind of just open chat. Um, Nothing specific tonight. Just kind of talking in general. Random topics. Let me get this shared out to a couple places. But yeah, I hope you guys are doing good. What's up, Cameron? Hope you guys are having a good evening. Uh, it has been a long day. What's up, Mike? Hope everybody's doing well. Yep. So, yeah, final payment came out today for the third and final on the Psycho Sal Omnibus Collector's Edition Kickstarter. Let me check that while y'all have that fresh on my mind. Make sure nobody has not that we didn't have someone that their payment didn't go through. Let me double check that. Um, and of course, I guess Kickstarter's being slow. Hey, sweetie. What's up, Kevin? Yep, the final payment for Path of the Pale Rider and Psycho Sal Omnibus came out. So make sure you guys have all that squared away. We don't want any hiccups because as soon as I have the final numbers from Kickstarter about how many books I need to print. Yeah, we'll like I said, we we initially launched Path of the Pale Rider 2 weeks prior to Psycho Sal Omnibus Collector's Edition for the whole intention of when it ended, it didn't pull money from you guys at the same time. But we didn't realize she was running a 30-day Kickstarter and I was running a 20-day Kickstarter. So we ended on the exact same day. Hey, Miss Laura. Yeah. Yeah, I told everybody I'm tired of flipping channels in there, and there's some topics I wanted to chat about, projects and stuff like that. So I was like, I'm just going to go ahead and go live. I'm tired
Okay.
of flipping channels. It's either flip channels or go back to working. So, so how's your day going?
Good. Busy. I've been rebinding books and I packaged up all the coffee beans for the stretch, one of my stretch goals that I was all packed up today. So I've been painting edges and printing HTV and it's
Ah,
just been keeping busy. So I'm gonna have busy hands for tonight. Might as well, right? Exactly
yeah,
right. Keep on working.
yeah. I mean, that's kind of what it was. I mean, I guess this is steel working, I guess, but it's not me sitting down and drawing more stuff or whatever. I've
Yeah.
been since 6 this morning. So, um,
Gosh.
but yeah, you got something that's active right now, didn't you? What'd you launch?
It's pre-launch.
Oh, okay.
So my next trade is in pre-launch. I probably won't launch until July, but
Oh,
I
okay.
try to get like 100 signups. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I
So
gotta remember to do that. I've never done that on any of mine.
no,
I don't think I've completely forget about it. Um,
I like it, and then I can give incentives for signing
yeah,
up, like I did those mini books that
yeah,
everybody's gonna get with issue 8, and so I was like, why not? We'll do it again. I
yeah,
have my book covers to,
yeah.
so people can start.
I think I'll try to remember to do that on Sentinel. Maybe do like a
Yeah.
pre-sign up, and every person who signs up before the launch, I'll sign their books for free.
There's something like that. So, I'm always looking for ways to give away free stuff, you know what I mean, to jump on board.
Yep.
So it's like pre-launch I think helps. I don't know. I'm two minds of that because I've had a lot of pre-launch signups before and
Yeah.
I've had not a lot of pre-launch signups before and honestly I can't see a difference, but
There probably isn't.
last campaign and again, everything changes every campaign, right?
Yeah.
So, this past campaign, I had more signups than I typically did for pre-launch, and I did the biggest number I ever had. But
Nice.
again, it's like it's also like it's issue 8 and we've been building an audience and being
Yeah.
consistent and delivering, you know what I mean? So I think it's all of that.
Yeah.
But can't
Well,
hurt.
it's because you've had me on all the covers. That's what it is.
That too. We had the angry path, right?
That's right.
It's funny. Um, we didn't have that much hot sauce go out, but I think everybody spent money on your covers this time. They're all like, can't buy hot sauce, must get William Russell covers. Thank you.
That's right. Yeah, I heard that's crazy. I heard the hot sauce market.
Yeah, believe it or not. That's okay. It's like when they need to restock, then they know where to find me.
Yeah, what we should do is you need to do a brand new flavor, taking my personality into consideration, and do one that's called
I don't
let's
have
see.
anything that's bubblegum flavored.
Dang it. Well, maybe cotton candy.
Do you want me to
can do
name
a
the
cotton-
mustard after you?
Well, I was thinking like the angry hotness.
Angry hotness.
Yeah.
I'm
You
sure
could
we
do
can figure something out.
that might be kind of funny to do
Yeah.
angry sauce. Or you could just call it straight up the angry sauce.
You know what though? Oh, okay. So I
Yeah,
had this
like
idea for something. It wasn't hot sauce. It was hi Andrea. It was a rub.
ooh,
So a lot
angry
of times
ball.
what I'll do is I'll take the hot sauce and I'll filter all the solids out, right? So I put it through a strainer and then I will slow cook the solids. So the pepper, what's left of the pepper. And then you can have like a Kevin, like a spice rub. So I can call it angry ashes.
There you go.
There you go. So you can have
You could just make a really hot one and call it the angry ass.
I don't want to do that.
It would sell like crazy.
I'll tell you what, if I make a super hot batch and you buy it from me at cost, you can name it whatever you want.
There you go. We'll call it the angry ass.
You call it whatever you want. You can sell it.
But yeah, well, Kevin, actually, funny enough, I was chatting to Lori at the last show we were at about doing a
Drink.
hot sauce for Psycho Sal.
Yeah,
So
yeah, we were
so that might be
talking about
coming.
this duty sauce.
Yeah, you got to get some duty balls.
I'm not doing it. Not you can't make me. I'm doing it.
So
Sam
I
Barra.
was looking at something today. There you go, the devil's anus. Uh,
Michael. That's funny.
the angry anus.
The angry anus.
Yeah, there you go.
Duty juice, I know.
Yep, the duty juice.
That was from Texoma, they were talking about that.
I saw today I was actually surfing Facebook a little bit this evening or earlier today.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing all these Comic-Con, announcements and stuff like that. And I'm not referring to pop culture cons, that legitimately say pop culture con, but
Yeah.
these actually say Comic-Cons. I saw one in Louisiana specifically, and then I saw a few other in some other states. And I'm looking at these guest lists, and there's not a lot of artists or creators or anything comic related in their announcements.
So what were they promoting?
Just voice actors,
Voice actors.
wrestlers. And again, I'm not talking about like super big shows because they're going to have comic artists. I'm not talking about shows the size of MegaCon or Fan Expo or any of that, because they're going to have an entire artist alley. So what I was looking at is the Comic-Con named ones that are small to kind of medium size. And I'm looking at their guest list announcements. And like one of them that's been announcing people for a few months now, that popped up on my feed again today with another announcement, is another damn voice actor. Like they're like, I saw one that said, "Who would you like to see at our show?" And of course, you got people chiming in with their actor bullshit. But and I started looking and digging, and I was like, they don't have a single comic artist listed on their Comic-Con. Not a single one. Not a single guest. No comic artist, no comic creator, no writer, no nothing.
Where is this? What state is it in? You said Louisiana?
One of them was Louisiana. I'm not going to name drop them or
no, I'm just wondering where it was.
They can do it however they want, but it's just odd to me seeing a con that calls itself a Comic-Con that doesn't have comic artists as guests on their things. Because again, it's not like they've got big, like the names they are announcing. It's not like they're big names. They're C-level wrestlers. They're C-level voice actors. They're maybe a little bit of actors from the 80s. You know what I mean? That kind of thing.
Yeah. So why do you think they're doing that? Do they not open it up for artists, or artists not interested, or?
I don't know, but it's something we're seeing. Like if you're somebody that pays it, because I do a shitload of shows,
right?
And I do everything from small shows the size of a gymnasium to New York and MegaCon. So from the bitties to the gigantics and everything in between. And we're seeing it a lot. I mean, I've done a few Comic-Cons on the smaller size where I was the biggest name in the room. Outside of that, and they only had like 3 or 4 other like comic related artists or artists, period, not comic related, but artists. And I was the biggest name in there. And that's kind of weird looking around at a Comic-Con and I'm the biggest name. Like, I mean, there's tons of people that you could have.
You just made it. That's it. You're the
Is that what it is? Oh, okay. To be fair, I was only like, I did one show last year that was a small Comic-Con, and I was the biggest name in the room as far as art related, and I was the only published artist. The rest were just, like you normally see in an artist alley, and there was only 4 other artists at the show.
Oh my God. How many out of how many people?
Do what now?
How many people, like if there's only 4 of you out of how many tables? You know what I mean? Like 300 tables?
That was a smaller show, but there was maybe 50 vendors. So it was a small show. But like I said, it's something that I've been, as I pay attention to these shows and I do these shows, I'm seeing it kind of more and more where the artist side of a Comic-Con is shrinking, you
Yeah.
know?
That's too
And
bad, man.
yeah, it really is because I mean, that's the people that made your con possible, you
Yeah.
know? That's how Comic-Cons came. It was, you remember, used to Comic-Cons were nothing but artists, you know,
Yeah.
and writers and creators, and you might have a sprinkle of something else there, comic vendors selling, and that was it. And now you're seeing the artist alley, so to speak, shrinking. It's really sad to see.
Yeah. And I know we've talked about this before too, where it's like now you go to a con and there's a t-shirt vendor and there's a candle vendor and there's
Oh,
someone with crochet and there's someone with, you know what I mean? It's just the way it is now. And I think it's, the showrunners trying to fill tables, but
yeah,
I
they're
don't
not
know.
vetting them.
But yeah, I get it. Like they have to be able to sell tables, but it's like, do you think that they should limit that? Like, okay, you can have
Now,
like vendor side is over here. Artist alley is for comic book artists and
I
writers
agree.
only.
I
You
agree.
know?
And that's the way it needs to be. I mean, if your con floor is big enough that you have enough artists trying to get in and you have enough crafts people trying to get in, separate them. I mean,
Yeah,
I've had a bunch of medium to large cons in Artist Alley where I'm sitting next to somebody crocheting stuff,
yeah, I've done
or I'm
that too.
sitting next to somebody making jewelry boxes. That should, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to upset anybody, and I'm not saying that's not an art style craft, but that is not comic art. And
Yeah,
comic related art should be in rows to itself, and crafter created stuff should be in a row to itself. And there are some cons that do kind of vet their applications. That's why we have to send pictures of our tables.
yep,
Like a
I've
lot
done
of
that.
cons require that.
Yeah,
And that's what they're supposed to be doing. But like you
yeah,
said, there are a lot of times these cons, especially the small to mediums, I'm sure they're a bit nervous whether their tables will sell out. So they sell
yeah,
tables to anybody and everybody that comes out asking for one until it's sold. Which is one of the things I love about Chris and Kim. I'm not sure if you're aware of this with Texoma and Cowtown. They vet, like
yeah,
you have to send them a picture of your booth and
yeah,
what you sell, and they decide whether you get a table. And they do separate their artists, like comic related stuff is in separate rows than the craft related.
Speaking of Chris, Berryman is live right now for his
Yeah, well,
hardcover. So I backed it today. I went and checked it out. It's a really simple campaign. It's super easy. There's 3
mhm.
options of books. And so it's already funded. Everybody can get their book. But if you like creepy stories to tell in the dark, this is your chance. You know what I mean? I
Yep.
like it. I love it. So that's there. Yeah, and they just opened up applications for Texoma. So I need to go do that too.
Yeah.
There's stuff first, man.
Yeah.
So I don't double
Dude, that show, man, like
that show.
if there's any Comic-Con promoters listening, especially in the small to medium sized Comic-Cons, y'all need to pay attention to what Chris and Kim does with Texoma and Cowtown. The way they promote, the way they handle their vendors and guests, etc.,
Yeah.
the way they handle the fans, that's how you do it.
Right.
I mean,
Hands
dude,
down, their shows are the best.
yeah, I mean, Texoma's they just had its 3rd year, and
Yep.
they did like 4,000 people or almost 4,000 people on Saturday, and they did like another 1,800 or something, give or take, on Sunday for a 3rd year show, and they've done those same numbers since day one. I mean, the first show did those almost exact numbers. Like it was insane. It was over 4,000 the first year on Saturday, and it was over 2,000 on the Sunday. So yeah, people need to be paying attention. What's up, Ryan? What's up, everybody?
Andrew, that's exciting that she has a
Yep,
story in
right.
that Berryman.
She has
Cool.
the largest story in that book.
I believe
Like
it.
Yeah, I think like 28 pages or something like that or something.
Wow, Chris gave you 28 pages.
So,
Must be a good story.
knowing Chris, he's probably teasing about it being 28 pages, but he said it is the longest story in the book. And it's good too. I've read it. But yeah, that is Andrea's first ever published work.
Congrats. So excited for you. I knew it was going to
And
happen.
so I need all you guys to do me a favor and go over there. I understand it's Chris's Kickstarter, but this is Andrea's first published work. So I'm calling out all you people that she's backed y'all's Kickstarters and supported y'all, because she doesn't read comics per se. She just now started getting into it. Y'all better take your ass over there and back that project and support her and Chris, but support her first published work, because if you don't, I'll make sure she doesn't back your shit ever again. I'm petty like that.
Oh no.
Yeah. So, because Andrea, like, is one of the nicest people walking, and she promotes all of y'all's projects, and she backs a lot of them. And again, she's doing this as someone who's not a comic fan. She's just now getting into even reading some of this. So
I'm laughing at her in the comments. Just giving you all the emotions.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I've been seeing that a lot over the last couple of years, like, because that's why I make that joke post every once in a while. Now, you do plan on having actual comic artists at your Comic-Con, right?
No. And they just kind of don't answer. They just kind of like,
yeah, everybody just kind of hides.
if I look at him, maybe he won't see me.
Yeah.
He's a T-Rex.
Yeah, and then don't get me wrong, I know what goes into a Comic-Con, like promoting it and the costs and expenses. I mean, I've been around Chris and Kim and them long enough that I see, what they deal with and what they have to do. Like, I get the numbers of it, but man, I personally think promoters have got to start vetting their applications a little better. We're seeing too many cons are turning into yard sales.
Gosh, it's so hard. We spend so much time and effort, like, getting to cons, setting up, bringing what we think is going to sell. And it's like demoralizing. You know what I mean? When you're there and it's like, I'm not selling anything, or, you know what I mean? Like, there's nobody walking in the door, or I can't talk to people because it's this giant rack of candles that blocks my entire table.
Yeah.
There's a lot, so hi, Ed.
Yep. It's in Durant, Oklahoma. Yeah. That show's a great show. It's a medium-sized show, but it's a good show. Chris and him do a great job with that.
And then you get to meet William and I, because a lot of times we're right next to each other at that show.
Yep, that show, and that the same thing goes for any of you guys. It's right there in Durant, Oklahoma. If you live within 2 to 4 hours of that show, I'm telling you, it's worth the drive out there to it. Chris and him does really good on their variety of the floor, and they keep it more true to the old school Comic-Cons, where the majority of people there are comic artists and creators, comic sellers selling actual comic books. Now there's a few, regular type vendors thrown in there and stuff like that, but the majority of it's kind of a grassroots style Comic-Con.
Yeah. Kevin's going to his first show. I was so excited for you.
Preparing for my first show. Like, you mean going as a guest or a vendor or something?
Hopefully you have your own table. Is that what you're doing, Kevin? Because we could talk about that for sure.
Oh, yep. You got to get your hot sauce.
Yeah. You got to get a famous bad selfie with Lori. I don't know if you guys saw the one I took with Brian Boone. He was like, all right, first I'm going to make a kissy face at you, and then you're going to look like you're throttling me, and then I'm going to be on the ground. And I was like, cool, we can do that. I was like standing on him.
Oh, you're going to your first show, period, and you're doing it as a fan. Okay. Which one are you going to? Yeah, somebody asked me that on one of these live shows I was doing one time. They asked me if I had to suggest a show for someone to go to who couldn't go to shows very often, and they lived, like their closest, like if they had to travel 6 hours to get to one if they drove. And I told them, I was like, if you, in my personal opinion, if you live 5 or 6 hours from a con, and you only got to go to one a year, I would either do MegaCon Orlando, New York Comic Con, or probably maybe Fan Expo Dallas or Fan Expo Denver. Now, if you're someone that loves buying original art, though, Heroes Con in South Carolina? I think that's where Heroes Con is.
Kevin, where are you? Remind us what state you're in. Because you said you're going to the one in your city, but where? Because William has been to a ton of places where he could probably recommend something in your area if he's been there. Me, not so much. I don't get as much as that.
No, I will not be at Texas Frightmare because I'm not paying $800 for a table.
That's an expensive show.
That's more than New York, for those that don't know. That there's absolute North Carolina. Okay, thank you, Ryan. Oh, he's in Tennessee. Okay, which show are you going to in Tennessee? There's a few good shows actually in
Tennessee.
Yeah,
Carissa's out there too.
Yep.
There's a couple people out there. I forget who else.
Okay. He's in Memphis going to some shows in Tennessee.
Oh,
okay. Gotcha. But yeah, well, like, $800 for a table at that damn show. No.
They have some weird requirements at that one too, where you have to have like your own insurance just to go in the door and set up. It's like you have to have proof of your like business insurance to insure your own stuff, which is scary. That means that people have been there and their shit's gotten destroyed at the show.
That's exactly what that means, because I do shit tons of shows, and I have never, ever, ever had a con tell me I needed to make sure to have insurance on my stuff at a show. So when I first I heard the price, because I almost got in one year. They sent me the thing, said, here's what you need, you got to pay, and then you need to have this. I was like, wait, what? They're like, yeah, COE for the table, and all you get is a 6-foot table for $750. And then you had to have this type of insurance and show them proof of it. And if you didn't have it, they could sell you some insurance for the weekend to use. And nobody has the damn insurance because we've never been asked that. Again, I do all types of shows from itty bitty to giant, and no one has ever asked me about an insurance. So then it made me think, okay, either somebody's doing a lot of stealing at your show, or you got drunk people falling all over the place, breaking people's shit.
Or the property itself. Yeah, like the property's not secure. Remember there was a year, I saw pictures from a con where like the ceiling was leaking and had leaked all over someone's table and destroyed a bunch of their books. Like,
heard that too. Yeah. 3.5 hours to Durant. Yeah, that's an easy drive. But then again, I drive to 26-hour shows. So.
I was like, you guys are nuts.
I mean, I have to leave on the 25th of this month for a 2-day drive to Denver, Colorado. 26 hours, I think, is that drive.
How far did you drive to go to Free Comic Book Day?
That was only 5.5 hours.
I'm so spoiled. I drove an hour. I was like, what are you talking about? How did it go, by the way, at that store? Was it really good? Good?
Yeah, it was Visions. Was it Visions Comics and Collectibles? I think is the name. In Rockmart, Georgia. Logan and his father owns that comic shop. It's a nice looking comic shop in a nice area. Mm-hmm. And those fans came out, dude, and showed stupid love. Luckily also I had some fans that drove in or drove down from Chattanooga, Tennessee to see me.
Wow, that's awesome.
I had some existing fans that came out to see me. Then, of course, all the people that came to the store. No, it was a good turnout. What about you guys?
We were busy almost all day till about 3:30, and that's when I finally took off. But yeah, we were busy all day. The store in Burleson is like the biggest comic book store in Fort Worth area. And And there's a ton of places to eat, and there was a farmer's market. So I was selling hot sauce.
Yeah. Yep.
I was selling books too. In fact, I sold out all of my the digest size of the trades for volume 1. I sold them all. So I gotta order some more of those. So Lord, people love seeing my ad in the last Psycho sale. Awesome.
I told you guys, like, I don't know why I have to fight people in the art industry to make money. Like advertising, if you're a comic artist or a comic shop, what's up, Chris, or a flipper or whatever aspect you fit into in the comic world, if you are not buying advertisement spots in popular indie books, so you can be exposed to their audience and they're the people you're trying to sell to, I'm sorry, that's a dumbass move. Like, that's stupid. You have to be advertising. You always have to be advertising. You always have to be promoting. But I mean, that's insane. Especially the prices we offer for advertisement spots.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think I do a $300 full page ad on the inside front cover, and then I do 2 half-page ads on the inside back cover for $150 each, I believe. And those are permanent. So yeah, you pay a one-time fee for permanent advertisement. Like it blows. Like a lot of you guys have taken my suggestion on that, and you guys have bought those advertisement spots. And so far, everyone has commented that it's up their, their interactions. So that's what it's supposed to do. So, Chris, you're welcome to come on anytime you want to. So
what the heck, man?
Shit. Probably playing shit or something.
The 3 Caballeros. The 3 Caballeros. Where are you?
I mean, because you sell advertising spots in yours too, don't you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Don't you agree with that? That if you're in this world buying those type of advertising spots to promote your own book, like I've had artists buy an advertisement spot in Psycho Sal to promote their own artwork.
Yep.
Like that's just smart business.
Yeah. Yeah. And especially books that you can see that there's lots of backers. Do you need to go out? What's your deal, sir?
No, I'm good. I went earlier. Oh. See what I mean? There you go. There you go, Ed. So there you go, guys. There's you some proof right there. Ed's gotten 3 DJ gigs and 5 cosplay shoots off of his advertisement in Psycho Sal. That's money, baby.
Mm-hmm.
For a $300 investment or $150 half page, you'd have to be brain dead not to be doing that.
But, and it's not just the Kickstarter, but it's all the books that he prints and the books that I have too. You know what I mean? Because I sell those books too.
Yeah. So when Lori has copies of Psycho Sal, people are seeing it at her table. Yeah, it's a permanent thing. Like now, I'm not saying that that's the way it works with everybody. For me, that's the way it works. If you buy that advertisement spot in one of my books, it stays there permanently as long as that book's being printed. And all of my books are continuously printed. So,
Ryan, if you want to do an ad for something silly, come do it in my book. I would think that's hilarious. That's right up my alley. If you could do it something like undeath related commercial, I would definitely print that.
Yeah, you're right. You buy the ad spot, we'll promote whatever it is you're wanting to promote. As long as it's, legal and within, certain taste parameters.
Yeah. What he said.
Hang on one second. Let me send this.
Do you guys want to see the book rebinds I'm working on? I made one of them look like a bloody piece of flesh. Wait, I'll be right back. I'll go get it.
Okay, sorry about that. I had to answer something. What's up, Brad? So yeah, that'd be kind of fun. That would actually be funny as hell. He said put a QR code that goes to the Rick Rolled video.
You laugh, but I've done this.
Oh my God, that'd be great.
On the back of my issue 3, I have a QR code scavenger hunt, And the very first one is a QR code that Rick rolls you.
Oh my God, that's awesome. No, you're very welcome, Ed, because if you guys notice, like $300 for a full page ad, $150 for 2 half page ads, that's about $200 cheaper than what other people are charging for their ad spots in books. And that's on the low end, even at $200 more. There's some people charging $600 and $700 for a full page ad in a book that is just an average book. I mean, you know, so we give damn good prices.
I'll do for 500. Yeah, usually.
Yep. Yeah, we give damn good prices on ours.
Hi, everybody.
What's up, Jim? What's up, everybody?
Andrea, and I scanned all of them on the back of that cover. Did you have fun? It's like walking through my brain on the back of issue 3. Some of them are like cartoons, and then there's zombie films, there's westerns, there's He-Man singing 4 non-blondes. Like, it's a lot of fun. I highly recommend doing that riddle because you don't have to think, you just scan things.
I can't remember. I just thought about that. I wonder because I haven't looked because, the Kickstarter's not going to print yet. Did anybody buy the full page ad on the damn Psycho Sal omnibus?
I don't know.
Let me look.
Andrea,
I honestly don't remember because I don't ever look at that stuff till we get ready to send it to the printer,
Yeah.
Yeah, Sentinel Veil of the Damned is going to be one hell of a ride. That one is going to be launching soon. I'm almost done with the script. And I promise you guys, me and Lori will be sitting down here soon to talk Cycle of the Blood Moon.
Yes.
I know that's the other one you guys are so damn excited about. So that bad boy right there is coming soon. So I promise you we'll be sitting down.
I was going to say something dirty. I'm not going to.
Uh-oh. But yeah, I'm kind of curious about it. How do I see? So I go to, what do I go to? Fulfillment?
Go to fulfillment, and then you can go look in there. They have different categories. You can go see if anybody purchased that item.
Which one's the one that shows if someone, you just look at it, if there's a number beside it, it means somebody grabbed it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we go down to.
Do it, Ryan said.
Oh my God, nobody got it. The inside front cover full page ad, nobody bought that in a freaking omnibus. I didn't even realize that nobody grabbed that. What about, did I even do half page? Okay, so only one person.
I got that. I got that ad. Remember?
Okay, good. So somebody did one of the half page ads on the inside back cover. And so we've got one inside half page ad and we have one inside front. All right. So if one of you guys listening to this, whether you own a comic shop, you're an online seller, you're a comic creator that wants to promote their book, or an artist that wants to promote themselves as a cover artist, etc. If you want the inside front cover to the Psycho Sal Omnibus, that is going to print here very soon. So if you want to grab your inside front cover for that book, it's $300 permanent ad. And I have one half page ad on the inside back cover for $150. So if you want it, send me a PM, because when it goes to print, if nobody's grabbed it, I'm going to promote something of Lori's or something of mine or something, that has to do with us. Damn, I didn't even realize that. Holy Jesus. That's the first time all the other books, all the ads are gone.
Yeah.
But to be fair, I didn't really talk about it a whole lot when we were doing this omnibus. I was out there for most of the Kickstarter.
It's hard when there's, like, for me especially, I always have 16 million moving parts on my, thank you. Ray, how are you, man? Oh, I ghosted you last week. I'm sorry. What was I saying? Oh, I have so many moving parts on my campaign that I find that if there's something that I haven't been focusing on and talking about, it just doesn't go. So it's like you have to talk about all of it.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, also a lot of Kickstarters don't even do advertising spots in their books.
Yeah.
And then the ones that do, the shit's so damn expensive, most people aren't paying attention to that. No way. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, I'm sorry. Unless you're something like, you know, some giant, well-known, insanely popular book, I'm not paying $600 or $700 for a damn advertising spot. These people out of their damn mind.
No, you know, that's a con table. That's an expensive con table. You know what I mean? I can make lots more money from that. Ray is also live right now with the Madcaps #3. So if you guys like, it's D&D and friends and zombies and there's a lot of stuff going on in that one. It's really good. So you should definitely check out the Madcaps #3 too.
Yeah, Crit Kickstarter for Chris.
Ooh. Is he live? He's live for Crit, or is he done?
No, Crit's live right now, I believe.
Yeah.
I believe it's still live.
I think so.
Yeah, I think so too. And of course, that's my cover on Crit. I love that cover. It was so much fun to do. I'm more of a cat. Like, I like all animals, but I like cats better than like dogs.
Do you really? Yeah, you seem like a cat person.
And I've owned dogs. Like, I mean, I've owned a Rottweiler, I've owned a Chow, I've actually owned one crossbreed that was an English bulldog mixed with a Dachshund. And
what did that look like?
Oh, it was the shoulders and head of a bulldog with the legs of a Dachshund. He was a lowrider. Now the funny thing is the lady gave me that dog when it was a puppy because they were breeding their dogs, so they had a Dachshund and they had an English bulldog. And
but they weren't supposed to breed to each other.
Well, the Dachshund accidentally got in the pen with the English bulldog. But what's funny is the male was the Dachshund.
Oh my gosh. How? She must have been in the mood, because otherwise she just had to stand up. That's all she had to do. You can't reach.
Yeah, so she had to lay down or something. You mean?
Yeah, she was a equal participant.
yeah, she definitely gave it up. So I've owned dogs through my life a few times, but I've owned cats about the same amount of time.
Yeah,
like 2 or 3 occasions. I like cats better. For one, I don't have to babysit them. Oh, I can't go out of town because I can't find somebody to watch my dog. Oh, yeah. I need somebody to go stop what they're doing because I'm at work and go down there and walk the dog. Like, I mean, you might as well have another kid.
It is. Yeah, it is, especially when they're puppies. Chris, turn the camera on. We want to see you soaking in the bathtub. I think it's unless you actually show us proof, I don't believe you. We'll just put it that way.
Yeah.
Oh, I took all your money away. What?
Dang.
Dash. My wallet hates me now. Cycle Cell Omnibus POTPR. Pay over time. I'll come out. I know. I'm sorry. We'll do better. We just didn't think about it. We were just excited to run our campaigns at the same time.
No. To be fair, we did think about it.
Oh,
you launched 2 weeks.
We did and we didn't.
We planned it. We
planned the beginning.
She launched it 2 weeks before me, and then I launched mine. But she had hers set for 30 days, which she normally does, and I forgot that. So I set mine for 20 days, and
so they ended. Like what, 2 days apart from each other?
No, like I think it ended like 1 day apart, I think, or on the same day. No, it may have been the same day.
I don't think so. I hope not. Well, sorry.
The third payment came out today. Did your third payment come out today? Because mine did. So then it ended on the same day.
Today? Or I think it's the 8th. One or the other. But I think maybe it did, because Ryan talked to me about his. Yeah, it was like a 14-hour difference.
We tried, guys. We tried. We promised. We tried. We had it planned. And yeah, somebody asked me the other day, they were like, why the hell do you give away so much stuff?
Yeah.
Because last year I gave away over $2,000 worth of stuff.
Yeah.
This year already, I've already done about $1,000 worth of giveaways on live shows. And somebody asked me one day, I was like, for one, I was like, I love my fans. I was like, not enough art. And I'm not saying artists have got to walk around and be giving stuff away like I do, but too many artists, nickel and dime fans 24/7.
Yeah.
I mean, 7 days a week, it's nickel and dime. You got some artists now charging people $40 to take a selfie.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
My God.
So, and on top of the $20 to sign the book. Yeah. I don't like you enough to take a picture with you. It ain't
I'll take
happening.
a picture with you and won't be in the frame.
Yeah. Like, I'll go Photoshop the shit if I wanted that bad. That's what AI's for. There you go. There's your good use for AI. I'll just AI myself into a picture with that artist. But so, but also the other thing is, dude, I drop so much content. I feel so bad for my fans and their pocketbook because even if they're just trying to keep up with half of what I do, from all of my IPs, my exclusives, to retailer exclusives, to other people's Kickstarters, oh, damn. I mean, I feel bad. Like, I really do feel bad, man. And then you got some of the fans that are like just straight out crazy hardcore and they want to buy everything you do. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, so that's why. But you do giveaways on some of your stuff too. I mean, I've watched you give away stuff at cons and things like that. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, you do the same thing. I
do a lot of my giveaways on the Tuesday morning brew. Like 200th episode, we gave away PAF stuff, and like I'll give away stuff on that show usually. So if you're not watching the brew, there's your opportunity to get PAF stuff for free. But I also I love doing stuff. That's why I have so many dang stretch goals.
Yeah,
because I want you to open the box and be like, I forgot I got all this stuff. You know what I mean? And it's an experience to open the box. So that's why I decorate the box a lot of times and I pay attention to what it looks like when you open it. And I love to package the hot sauce fancy and all the cool stuff that comes with it. So I try to my best to I've done stuff on this campaign that people don't know about yet. So if you got a wooden cover, you're going to be surprised because I did something and I didn't tell you. Yeah, so and stuff like that. I like doing extras and I like people to open the box and be like, oh, she didn't tell me she was sending this. So I like that. So
yeah, I'm the same way. I mean, I've had people get on to me because I'll launch a Kickstarter and then I'm giving stuff away like every 1,000. Like where other people, they'll do, here's our first stretch goal at 5,000. And then they'll go, help us unlock the next stretch goal at $8,000. And then, or the next one's at 15, like you'll do they'll do a $30,000 Kickstarter and give away 4 things. Like I've seen some of those, or do $20,000 and they gave away 3 or 4 things. Hell, mine, you'll do, $16,000 and then you got like 6 or 7 free damn things.
Yeah, I think we unlocked. Let me go look. From issue 8, I think 1, 2. Well, and then I have like backer number stretch goals, and I have dollar stretch goals. So there's both, right? And so let me go. Stretch goals.
Yeah,
1,
that's right. That's definitely right, Brad.
3, 4.
I mean, look how many people got pissed off at me. What was it? Psycho Sal number 7? Was that the one where I gave away $8,000 worth of t-shirts?
Yeah, you're nuts. When William was like, I'm going to do t-shirts. And I was like, whoa, for a stretch goal? He was like, yeah. And I was like, do you know? I was like, do you know how much that's going to cost you? He was like, I don't care. And I was like, William, for real. That's going to cost you a lot of money. And he was like, meh, I only get to live once. And I was like, nah.
So, yeah. So out of my actual physical pocket, for the t-shirts, I mean, it was $2,800 for those t-shirts out of my physical pocket. Now, if I'd have sold those t-shirts it would have been $8,000 that I made.
Yeah.
But I also gave away $600 worth of signed Feral 10 exclusives on that same Kickstarter. Dude, I caught so much damn flack for that. You don't need to be doing that shit. Like, I had people in my PMs telling me that I was wrong, that I'm creating false expectations for
Expectations.
fans. Like, dude, I heard all kinds of shit.
I just counted. We unlocked 9 stretch goals on my last campaign.
You know what I mean? Yeah, nice.
So I
Andrew's
got
gonna be
the
amazing
scratch and
with,
sniff,
Turtle.
the scratch and sniff undead pig. I had to change the scent because apparently the bacon scent has like a brown color to it, so it would distort the art. So I changed his scent to hot dog.
There you go, hot dog.
So it'll be fun. The bacon didn't smell like bacon anyway. They sent me a sample and I was like, I don't know what this smells like, but it's not bacon.
It was
So
probably some northerner bacon.
some what?
Vegan bacon.
Vegan bacon. Yeah, I don't know. It just smelled like smoke.
You know, with everyone's favorite damn phrase, oh, it tastes the same. No,
No, it doesn't.
Well, you know, it's close. It's an acquired taste. After you eat like 10 pounds of it, it'll taste normal.
No.
I hear that same
Even
comment.
like-
I pick on Andrea all the time because she likes beer. So I'll pick on her about it. She's like, oh, you should try this beer because it tastes like this. I was like, no, it doesn't. It all tastes like beer. They're identical. For some reason,
kinds of beer.
Huh?
I said there's different kinds of beer, at least.
Definitely different kinds. And they all taste like beer.
This is true. You know, beer is technically a salad.
That's right. It is.
Beer is made from hops, and hops is a plant, therefore.
So there you go. So look at there.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, like I said, I get, and you know what? Let me ask your opinion on that, because I mean, I think you kind of feel the same. But you know, let me have you put in your words. Do you kind of agree with that? Do you, whether it's amateur artists, semi-pros to veterans, or should I say amateur pros to veterans? Do you feel the same way? Do you think everybody's just truly nickel and diamond fans to death on a huge scale? Because it damn sure looks like it.
Yes and no. I think that some people, yes, for sure. Like I really feel like they're in it to try and make $1 as opposed to like being passionate. Like you can tell which people are in it for the passion and for telling the story and for the art is because you know what you get is like that's what you get. You get the free t-shirt from William and you get the 9 stretch goals from Lori. It's because we like what we do.
Yeah.
And there's some people it's just they're not into that. Honestly, I've been nickel and dimed by artists in the industry. Yep. So it's a thing. But also I can see the point, like everything has just gotten so damn expensive.
That's true. It is.
And I feel bad because my next campaign will be the first time ever I have to raise shipping.
Yep.
And I'm mad about it.
I saw the new emails about shipping going up.
Yeah. Because
shipping
I'm actually going to have to
also. I'm
going to have to take a loss on my shipping when I fulfill issue 8. So I have to raise it, you know, for the trade. The trade's going to be heavier anyway, but it's like.
What do you charge for your shipping right now?
I've been charging $6. Except for okay. If you're getting like a merch, I will weigh everything, and it's like the hot sauce is $12. There's no way around that because I can't do media mail, and it's heavy because it's glass bottles, right? But you know, a lot of the times I charge $6 and I media mail, and I'm able to stay within budget. I usually rate about even, huh?
Yeah, we're a little different there because I charge a flat if I'm sending comics. Like 1 to 10 books, I charge $10.
Yeah.
Because my Gemini mailers cost me the lowest I can get them because I'm not buying a pallet. You know, I'm not buying 1,000 Geminis. So the cheapest I can get Geminis is $1 a pop.
Yeah.
So, you know, so 100 damn Geminis, $100 damn dollars. And then on average, and I do my shipping through the ship site, so it's a little cheaper on shipping, printing my own labels. But still, though, the shipping ranges from $7 and some change to $9 and some change. Then you tack on $1 Gemini. Then you tack on, you know, your other little expenses. You know, so I just do $10, And then if they're buying that anything that has to go in one of my bigger boxes, like they buy original art, 11 by 17 or a print, then it's $12 for shipping.
Yeah.
Because those boxes are like $2.50 almost per box, just for the box. Then the bubble wrap to wrap, so it all adds up. But yeah, you're right. It's gotten ridiculous.
So, I mean, I can see some reason behind raising the prices, but again, it's just like, it sucks, man. It's like, I want everybody to be able to afford what I do, but I still have to be able to continue to do what I do. I don't make money at this. Like, it just all the money that I have made has paid art team, has paid my editor, has paid for printing, supplies, merch, and then if there's anything left, we start the next one.
Yep.
And I'm one of those people that I have to run a Kickstarter in order to produce that issue.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten far enough ahead where I can just do a whole one.
Right.
I'm a stay-at-home mom. Like,
yeah.
I don't got an extra son. Don't say it, William. I don't have that extra source of income. Don't tell me to sell feet pictures. I'm not gonna.
But you got the hot sauce already.
Yeah, and I mean, like, if I wanted to stop making comics and get FDA approved and do that full time, I could make much money.
On your toes.
Oh, I'm not doing that. That's gross. I actually talked about this with one of my friends that we were going to start an OnlyFans together, and I was going to make hot sauce and ship it to him.
Yeah.
And the OnlyFans, we would split it because it would be under my name, but it would be his feet. So
people wouldn't even
do
know.
whatever you want. It's his feet, not mine.
And to answer your question, okay, so for anyone, so let me tell you this right now. If you'll go to the Psycho-Sal, because the order for the Psycho-Sal Omnibus is about to go to the printer. And when I say about to, I mean within the next few days to a week. If you missed out on the Psycho-Sal Omnibus Collector's Edition Kickstarter, if you'll go over to the Kickstarter right now, pick out what you're wanting off the Kickstarter, whether it's the regular softback version of this cover or the hardback version of this cover, or if you want the softback blood cover or the hardback blood cover, go to the Kickstarter right now. Now, you can't order on the Kickstarter, but go to the Kickstarter so you can see the prices. Send me a message saying you want the regular softback for this amount of money, or you want the regular hardback, or you want the blood softback or the blood hardback. Send me that damn PM immediately, and I'll let you get it for the price that it is on the Kickstarter. Now, sadly, I can't do anything about the stretch goals. If you weren't on the Kickstarter, I can't do anything about stretch goals. But at least you can get the hardbacks versions of those books or the bundle. There's a 4-book bundle on there for a stupidly good price. You get both covers in both versions, softback, hardback of that cover, and softback, hardback of the blood cover. And I'll let you have them for the price of what they're on the Kickstarter. And the reason I'm pointing that out now is because when these books go to print, from that point forward, I will not have hardback versions on my table or my website. That is a Kickstarter only exclusive for half price. The softbacks are on the Kickstarter for half price. So they're like $40 or $50 on the Kickstarter. When this all ends, the only thing I'm going to have on my table and on my website is the regular softback of this book, which is 1 through 9 collector's edition of Psycho-Sal, and it will be $80 on my table and on my website. So Ed or anyone else who missed out on the Psycho-Sal Omnibus Collector's Edition Kickstarter, jump over there right now, figure out which book you want, write down the price that I have on the Kickstarter for it, and I'll put your name in the order so you guys can get that. Because again, the softback is the only one I will have on my table or on my website. And it will be double what that price is on that Kickstarter right now.
Dun, dun, dun.
Kyle, if you want the hardback, brother, go look at that Kickstarter right now. Just search Psycho-Sal Omnibus because you'll need to order that hardback through me right now, brother, before I send the order to the printer, because I will not carry the hardback once I send the order to the printer. The softback is the only thing I will have on my website or on my table at shows. It's just too much stuff to try to carry hardbacks, and yeah, it's now. And for those that are gonna ask me this, yes, I will still continue to print Cycle Style 1 through 9 regular cover A's. But at my show at cons, the only thing I'm going to carry on my table is regular number 1 cover A. 2 through 9 will not be on my table at shows anymore. You will have to go to the website and order 2 through 9 cover A's if you want the actual comic books. And then as far as the collector's edition is concerned, like I said, the regular softback cover, this one, it will be the only one I'll have on my table. So send me a PM, guys. That order is going in the next few days. Ooh, what's that?
This is one of the books I've been working on rebinding. It's Cannibal Rednecks. It's Slaughterville by Christopher Brown. And
why are you rebinding it?
Why am I rebinding it?
Yeah, what are you doing with them?
So I took it's a hardcover, and I took the cover off. So it was nice because it came as a hardcover, so I didn't have to build it from scratch, which I do know how to do. It just takes me longer. Yeah. And so I covered the art that was on there with my own art, and I bloodied it. You can't. I don't know if I can get close enough. It looks like skin. Isn't that cool?
Hold on one second. Let me see. Oh yeah.
So. Okay. So what I'm doing is I painted the edges, so I'm separating. I just go through and I make sure the pages are separated, and then I'm going to glue it all back in. It'll look like this. So it's pretty cool. See?
Okay.
But
yeah, that's
so right
cool.
now it's still in 2 pieces, but I'm going to glue it back into the text block into the cover, and then I have to add there's like a bloody machete that goes on the end of this for the bookmark. So I have that one, and then he has this other book. That's like a noir drama, like detective drama.
Yeah.
And so I have covers for it, and then the text block is back there. So I just pressed these today too. So these turned out really nice.
So you're making the hardbacks?
So he orders these books. It's a novel, and it's like a 6x9-ish. So right. the text block is like 6x8.5, somewhere around there. Yeah. And then, so I take it apart, and then I add the book cloth, and we talk about the design. I cut this I have a Cricut, and so this is just iron on vinyl. Yeah. And so I iron it onto the book cloth, and then once it's here, I can, put it back together. Yeah. Hold on, I'll grab that text block. You can see it.
Yeah, that's pretty damn cool.
So what I do, because it comes just, as inside of a book, it's a novel. Right. And so a lot of times I'll paint the edges. So this has like a metallic silver to it. Yeah. And then I'll add a bookmark. So it's right on the spine. And so he has this really nice black ribbon with an onyx bead is what he wanted. And so I added that. Oh, okay. Then I added like decorative paper. So when you open the book, this will be attached to the cover. That's what holds it in. But this will be your first page. So he has like scrap paper that looks like old newspaper. Yeah. Kind of like that noir feeling. And then the book. So I take it apart and then I put it back together. I make some really fun videos, if you guys have seen them, of me ripping pages out of books and laughing about it. Hurts their feelings, and it's too bad. But anyway, so when it's done, it'll look like this. See? Yeah,
that looks good.
Yeah. So
those measurements I sent you earlier, you understand what he's talking about on there?
I understand what he's saying, but he didn't answer the question what size the book is. So do you mind if I just contact him directly? Huh?
That's the picture I sent you.
Yeah, but you're measuring the cover.
Right, but the other ones, the measurements he sent on that list, that's the interior measurements, isn't it?
He sent 3 different dimensions. So which one is it? Plus
Shit, I don't. Well,
this
one. So is the okay? What I'll do is I'll forward you the email if
yeah,
I
I
have.
think his contact information is on the picture.
Oh,
So,
what's
because what you're talking about with the book size is not close to what he sent. And so I could just talk to him directly, William, and just be like,
okay.
"Listen, how big are the pages in this in this thing? Because I
Yeah,
don't wanna do it twice." That's all I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah, yeah. And I don't. I mean, because the softback and the hardback version both are still a little like. Well, the hardback's definitely a little bigger than a standard comic book,
The
right?
omnibus is a bigger size than a soft trade paperback,
Yeah.
and so I just need to make sure
And
everything
the
is lined
soft
up
trade
for them.
paperback is bigger than a standard comic book, isn't it?
No,
Oh, it's not?
the interiors of the like, my trade, I think, are the same as a regular comic book,
Shit. Okay.
or at least they're similar enough, like, when I formatted my trade and I sent it to, the printer that was handling it,
Yeah.
I think I had to just basically I used the same template, I just put it all together into one, you know what I mean? Like, I made it
Yeah.
one book as opposed to 4 books. So,
Huh.
yeah.
And
And
why
it
am I?
depends on the
Yeah.
printer because some of them are good enough where they can take a file and they can resize it themselves. So that's my other question is, do I need to make an entirely separate file for the omnibus, or can you just take the existing file and y size it up? Make
What do you mean the existing file? Do we have the existing file for the omnibus yet?
Yeah, I told you that.
You?
I did it, like, 2 probably last month. It's complete, except for, like,
Oh,
add pages, thank you page, whatever else needs to go in it.
yeah.
So, but I
Um,
made it the size of a soft cover. So if the omnibus, of course, is bigger, that's why I was like, I need to know, you know.
I didn't think about that. I wonder because the hardback all around these three edges, and he mentioned that he's like I need the measurements for those three because those are a little bigger than what the inside pages are on the hardback. Now the
Well,
softback, the inside pages are the exact same size as the cover.
yes,
So the hardback though is a little bit bigger around those three corners or around the spine, the other side of the spine.
right.
So they hang over about that much. So I'm wondering, I didn't think to look at that. I wonder if the the softback is the exact same size as the interior pages on a hardback.
It could be. That's why it's like, I just need to ask him a
Yeah,
few
yeah,
questions just to make
just
sure,
definitely like
and it might
he
be
take a minute to
that.
answer, but
Instead of playing telephone, because
yeah,
I'm like, I'm asking you and then you're asking him and then
yeah,
he's answering you and then it's going to me and I ask more questions. It's like, I just need to
yeah.
talk.
Okay. Yeah, that's no problem. Okay, so for the book though, we took out all the credits
Credit
page
pages.
and we took out what was the other thing we did? We took out the credit pages and then we took out but we left the quotes, right?
The quote
Uh
pages are in between every chapter, yeah.
okay. And
So you left
then did
there.
we take the page numbers off? Was that the other
Page
thing we
numbers are
got rid of?
gone. Yeah, page numbers are gone.
All right.
Because it's intended to be read as one story.
Right, right.
So that's what we
Yeah,
did.
there's no need in having page numbers.
Yeah,
But we
plot,
got the quotes, so that lets people know where the next chapter starts.
right?
Um, okay, cool. All right.
Yep.
Let's see.
I mean, it's
Yeah,
ready to go. It's just like if they just need me to size it up a little bit, I can. It'll take me like a
yeah.
day.
But to see, that's the thing that kind of throws me out. If we're sending them a high res file, and the high res files are supposed to be good from down to the smallest to the biggest without
It's
losing anything, how
well,
do they not just fit it to their measurements?
it's not necessarily scalable because it's not a vector file. Because we're sending
Oh,
them like a PDF. So PDF can still be high quality, but they want it to they're not gonna handhold us because it's over 200 pages. So they don't want to go in and resize every
yeah.
single page, which is what has to happen. They just want
Oh,
to print it. You know what I mean? So that's why we have to do, I say we, I mean me, have to do that. first. It has to be print ready because they're going to print it.
Yeah.
The only one I think that ever, touched the formatting for me was Artist Express because they're the best. Speaking of books, Lori, I had a book that spine is completely off. I need to glue it back. Ooh, okay.
Super good.
Is it a no? Oh my God. Is it a novel like this and like the spine, the cardboard is off? You might have to take the whole cover off and redo it at that point. A lot of times what I do is I'll add fabric. This is called Mull, Mull. It's pretty cheap. You can get it right off of Amazon and you just glue it over the spine and it helps reinforce the pages. So like that helps if the pages are like coming out, right? So you give it an extra layer to do that before you can glue it back in. If you want, you can send me pictures. I might be able to fix it. You never know. I might have to build it a new hardcover.
Yeah. $50.
You do have to pay for that service.
Right.
Yeah, I can't
So
work.
yeah, it'll be really cool seeing this book
Yeah.
finally in an omnibus style. That would be pretty badass.
Yeah, and it's like you waited until 9. Yeah, it's a book from the library that I never returned as a kid. Ryan, that's hilarious.
Shit, if it's a hardback, I'd just leave it the way it looks to give it all the character. I like old, like worn out looking books.
Burn the edges, and like carve stuff into the cover like the Necronomicon. Just kidding.
That's right.
I'm just excited for you to have like your own collection. You know what I mean? Because you waited until all the way to 9.
Yep.
To do it. So
people tried to talk me into it. They were like at number 6. They were like, oh, I mean, people tried to get me to do
at 3
softbacks.
Yeah.
And I was like, nope. I'm waiting until the last book, make sure everything is done and everything works. And then we'll do a softback and a hardback of the whole thing. And they were like, that's going to be a lot of pages. I was like, yeah, it's going to be a whole lot of pages.
I mean, that's the point is to tell. And I mean, like, that's my intention as well. Because mine's 12. So I didn't want to wait until 12. So we're doing 4, 4, and 4.
Right.
But there's still the intention of having that all the story in one book. So yeah, of course it's going to be a lot of pages. It's going to be fucking cool. It's about Ric Flair. Oh.
That's cool. Yeah, I'm super excited. That'll be pretty awesome. And I'm like, I was really torn too, because like that's the version I was that I'm planning to just carry at my tables.
Yeah,
but I really like that version so much more.
A couple of each.
The
softcover or the hardcover? You're saying you like the hardcover one?
No. I mean, I'm not carrying the hardcover on venue either way. Yeah. No. It's just I'm trying to limit the amount of stuff I have on my table at shows, but I drop so much damn content. I have these books, the comps from all these different projects I work on. I mean, I have 2 full racks on my table at a show. And I mean, that's even after doing sales. I mean, so I'm not bitching. That's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
So I'm grateful for that. But when you only have a 6-foot table and you got 2 racks that are, 2.5 feet wide on each one that are 6 levels up, I mean, you've ate up, 95% of your damn table.
Yeah. And then with you have all those art books.
Yep.
Oh.
And so Psycho Sal takes up almost an entire rack by itself. I mean, that Psycho Sal will take up 2 rows, and then you tack on all the other books. So that's why I was like, okay, I'll just carry issue number 1 in case somebody wants the regular number 1, because that's usually the ones people want. And then I'll do the collector's edition softback. And, those are still going to be heavy at 200 and 210 pages, I think is what the final page count was, right?
Yeah. So, but I haven't done like the ad pages and stuff yet. So yeah.
But the ads go on the inside cover, so that shouldn't count, right? So yeah.
What was I gonna say? I find that when I have the trade and I have individual issues, people tend to lean towards the trade anyway.
Yeah.
So they just
Yeah,
like
and I'm gonna give a better price on the trade. I mean, right now, if you go to my website or my table and you buy Psychosal 1 through 9, even at $15, you're spending $135 for all 9 books. So I'm gonna sell the omnibus for like $80. I mean, that's a pretty damn good discount for a collector's edition softback with 210 damn pages. Yeah, the blood cover is my favorite too. I mean, don't get me wrong, I really love the colors on this one too. I think it's very visceral looking. But I've always, we were the first people that came up with the blood covers. No one else has done blood covers. And we were the first ones to come up with it on Psychosal number 8, I think.
Yeah.
And I
that's fitting.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. For how violent number 8 was. Yeah. So I'm assuming everybody in this chat has read Psychosal 1 through 9. And without giving any spoilers, what did you guys think about number 9? Because so far the reactions I have gotten is, holy shit, that was awesome, and I'm pissed off. So without giving spoilers, what have y'all's reactions been to reading the final book? Because that's been the most common answer I've gotten is, holy hell, that was insane. I cannot believe y'all ended it that way. I'm pissed. So still seething.
Sorry.
Well, that was all Lori's fault. I mean,
no, that one was Chris's fault. Don't throw me under the bus. Issue 9 was Chris.
Yeah, that was Chris.
I just I planted some seeds that he got to then destroy.
Nice, Heather. Thank you. Yeah, really and truly, now the biggest bang for your buck on that Kickstarter. And like I said, if you missed out on the Kickstarter, send me a PM right away, because the order's going to print here soon. And once it goes to print, I will not have the blood cover. I will not have the hardbacks. But your biggest bang for your buck on that Kickstarter is the blood hardback. It's like $100. That's $150 book all day long at that size and that print run. Yeah, but she said, but you worry on issue number 7. Yeah, issue number 7 will break your heart.
7 and 8 too. 8 was the one.
Oh, you're gonna read them this weekend. Good.
Cool. Heather, what are you looking for of mine? You said I need to find yours, Lori.
Yeah, what are you looking for? You talking about her Path of the Pale Rider?
You mean the no, I think Heather, you have some of them. You're talking about the trade?
That's what I was about to say. I thought she'd been backing them.
Yeah, she has. But I think maybe she found me after the trade. But that's fine. I'm gonna do another campaign soon, and we'll have a chance to get both trades on there, of course.
Oh, and something else I'm going to be doing here soon, guys, to help with back issue. So with Lori's permission, because I haven't actually asked her this, so I'll ask her here and put her on the spot in front of everybody. From now on, all of my Kickstarters, we're going to, if it's cool with Lori, I want to put in the add-on section the Angry Path bundle. And that way of my covers, so you guys can buy Path of the Pale Rider back issues that are my covers. And then, of course, when you guys buy them, I'll give her the money for those books. Because it's up to issue number 7. What did you sell?
That's going to get tricky, though, because what if you and I don't line up with a print job?
No. Again, it's we'll put the order in on my order, because I'm fulfilling the Kickstarter.
Those are my books, though. That's getting sticky. We'll have to talk about it afterwards.
Okay. Yeah, but I agree they're your books, but what I'm saying is I can just send the print order in with my books and they can get printed and shipped at the same time. You get paid for them.
Do I?
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Okay.
It's a bundle. It's not individual books. It's a bundle.
All right.
then I just cut you the money for the bundle. What? That's
We'll talk about it later. I just want to make
oh.
sure.
See, now she's gonna take something simple and she wants to make it complicated.
Well, I have to ask you business questions, and I don't want to put you on the spot either. That's a business question for us behind the scenes.
Well, if we can figure it out, because what I want to do is the books that I do cover art for that are ongoing series, I want fans to be able to get those books. And unless you're planning to carry the Angry Path on every Kickstarter, then it doesn't matter, because your Kickstarter's launches about as often as mine, or close to as mine.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess it really doesn't matter if you're constantly offering the Angry Bundle, I mean the Angry Path, and you're just adding the new book each time. I guess it really doesn't matter that way.
We'll look at it. We'll look at it. It's no big deal. We'll look at it. Feel like a little kid in a room when the adults. We're not going to throw down. You just put me on the spot.
I was trying to think of a way, because I don't, because like I said, I'm getting to that point to where I'm not going to carry all these books on my table anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not going to carry, because Path of Pale Rider is up to where Psycho Sal is. So if I eliminate, 8 books of Psycho Sal, but I'm still carrying 7 books of Path of the Pale Rider, I haven't accomplished anything. So
yeah.
That's what I was thinking, is I can eliminate Path of the Pale Rider, but I don't want to eliminate it altogether, because it's 1 through 7, and it'll be all the issues after that. So I was trying to think of a way, and yeah, I should have talked to you about it before I put you on the spot there, but I just thought it was kind of funny. But I was trying to think of a way to where when I launch my projects every couple months, that people could jump on there, and if they wanted my covers for the Angry Path, they could go on there, grab the most current ones. Oh, wait a minute. I don't. Well, no. I don't have to. It doesn't even have to go to print with me. You can. Those books are completed. All you got to do is put the order into your printer, and I just cut you the money for the books.
That's fine too, if you want to do that. But I would be more comfortable, with my IP. That's all.
No, you're fine. I don't need your IP. I don't mean it like that. I don't need the IP.
That's not what I mean.
Yeah.
I don't mean that you're taking my IP, but I just want to be making sure I'm in charge of the printing and on my end. That's all.
Yeah, that's fine with me. But well, I mean, no, I was gonna say you're already handling some of my printing anyway, but no, you're just handling the files, sending it over.
I was like, that's news to me.
You're just handling the
Please,
files.
I don't want to do that.
No, yeah. So I'm trying to think of that, because Chris doesn't have an ongoing series, so I don't have to worry about that with him, because prior to this last order I put in with you, where I ordered 1 through 7 restocks, people were constantly asking me, for Path of Pale Rider covers, and I normally when my artist comps sell out, I don't ever reorder any. Once they're gone, they're gone. If they want more, they got to go to whoever the creator is and see if they can get some. So I was trying to think of a way to where not only they could get it on yours when it's active, they could get it off mine when it's active. But I was just trying to think of a way where you didn't have to worry about extra shipping, but they're paying for the shipping.
Yeah.
So yeah, all I would have to do if we did that, all I'd have to do is put the Angry Path on there, then however many bundles sold, give you that order information and give you the money they paid for those bundles and with the shipping, and then you put the order in. Now, if I did it that way, though, it adds a little bit extra work on you. You got to ship it out, but
but if you're going to, So why don't they just get it from me?
Oh, I was just, like I said, I was just trying to think of 2 areas that the books could constantly be selling.
Yeah. Another thing I was thinking that we could do is after 12, because you're going to have 12 separate covers from Path, we could even do like a collector edition where it's 12 covers in just a book. You know what I mean? Like a short run, just 12 pages of your covers.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
But
I get into the headspace.
I know what we could do. You know what? Actually, I know what we could do. And then then the order goes straight to you. Like I don't even have to be involved because don't get me wrong, I don't necessarily want to have to be babysitting other shit either. I'm constantly thinking of ways for us to be seen and make money and generate books. But the other thing we could do is on the Kickstarter, put a QR code. Like we could put it on there as the angry path with a QR code that has all of my issues from 1 to current of my covers for Path of the Pale Rider, and then that QR code that they physically have to scan with their phone if they want to order the angry path, sends them to your website where they can order the bundle straight from you.
That would be fun.
That way we can do it, and then I don't have to babysit it to tell you what needs to be ordered, and then you have to worry about, because then they could order those immediately. Because if it's a QR code on the Kickstarter that they have to scan with their phone, that sends them straight to your website. They can place the order for the Angry Path, pay for it right there through your website, and then you can immediately put the orders in at the end of the Kickstarter. So, when it runs in 20 days, and then that way you'll have the total number and send it straight to print.
That would work.
So, yeah, I'm trying to think of other ways, because that's one of the problems we have right now is we're not getting seen enough. And so I'm trying to think of ways we can do things to where when you have an active Kickstarter, that people could do something to get something of mine. And then when I have an active Kickstarter that I'm a part of, they can do something to go get mine. So like in your example, you could put a QR code on your Kickstarter that allows them to go buy the Psycho Sal books you wrote.
That's fine. Well, I just put it just send it to your webpage and they can get the whole series, especially the omnibus.
That's what I said. The website.
Well, you said the books that I wrote. Well, there's books that Chris wrote too. That's my point. Is you get them all.
Well, I mean, I didn't want to put someone else's writing on a book on something of yours. I was trying to make
it
just
all together in the omnibus anyway. So it's all one story. That's how I see it.
I'll quit trying to make it complicated.
I know.
I try to help people make money, and they're just like, "Fuck you,"
No, that's not what's going on. Stop it.
Okay, so Ryan had a good question here for you. How did you get in the right headspace to write an issue like issue 7?
Well,
she's a woman.
Stop. I love scary movies, and I love a good twist. You know what I mean? So putting myself in the headspace of the psychopath was something that I always wanted to do. Even when William and I first met, and Chris was like, "Hey, he's looking for a woman writer to get in the headspace of the woman victim," and I was like, "Yeah, that's cool, but I was like, can I also write the psycho, because that's what I really want, right?" So I turn on 9 Inch Nails and I listen to heavy music and I watch horror, and I just, I try to get myself in the headspace of what would this giant MFer do? What would be the worst case scenario? And then I twist it, so that's how I kind of get into that headspace. I don't know. It just hits me. Like as I'm writing, I'll just get, what would be awesome? This, you know what I mean? And then this happens, and then, and then the reader feels like that. So I don't know. It just hits me. I get inspired by things. So, I've been working on short stories. I'm searching for another one right now, and it just hasn't hit me yet. So I'm still asking the universe to inspire me for another one. So
we need the thing, I think, because I'm working on some of my ideas for the Absolute Psycho Sal one shot.
Oh,
and yeah. So I didn't have enough time to try to write the book before Cowtown, but I knew I wanted to do a Psycho Sal exclusive for Cowtown because I've done one for every one of the shows.
Yeah.
or at least the last three, I believe. So I was like, okay, I know I want to do this. So I was like, I'll do Absolute Psycho Sal Cowtown Comic Con exclusive for regular #1, but that's the first appearance of him on the cover of one of the books. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm writing my notes here and there about the Psycho Sal Absolute story. And dude, I'm gonna push him to like it's just so uncomfortable, it's ridiculous. Like, I mean, he's already turned up to level 10, with you
Yeah.
guys, but I'm gonna try
You're
to
like,
push
how
him.
else do you push this
Yeah,
psychopath?
it's about to get really twisted and violent. Like it's gonna make like Jigsaw look like an amateur. So,
Okay.
but I
Fun
don't
with
know. I
that.
mean, that's really all you can do with any of this. You really have to get yourself in that zone, and you
Yeah.
have to think about what makes you uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable.
Yeah,
Yes.
because that's the only way you can. Because I mean, the biggest compliments we've gotten on Psycho Sal, and I'm sure you can agree with this. One of the biggest compliments we've gotten on that book, especially with around what was it, issue #8? I think it was 8 or 7, where people were bawling their eyes out reading that book. So that's huge. When you can generate those type of emotions off a damn comic,
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty damn big. And in order to do that, you really got to tap into what would you hate to see, or what's going to make you the most uncomfortable.
That and it's also, um, the emotional attachment that you have to build between the character and the reader, you know what I mean? Where they are feeling and they're almost like they're seeing the story from this character's point of view and feeling their emotion and, breathing hard as they're running away and, "Oh my god, are they gonna make it?" And then the things happen, and it's gut-wrenching to kinda put yourself in the shoes of that character. It's hard to do.
Well,
And
I
I
think go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say every time I write and I'm like, I always wanna check with people, be like, "Are you feeling the things I want you
Yeah,
to feel at
yeah,
this point?" So, there's always that beta reader. I'm like, "Okay, what did you feel when you got through it?" You know?
yeah, yeah. I agree, and it's one of the other things I think what makes Psycho Sal unique is because let's think about this like what most people do. If somebody else had been taking this concept, and you remember the conversation I had with Chris and I had with you was that Psycho Sal's not the focal. The characters in the book are the focal points. That's the point of the perspective changes. That's the point of everything being focused on the cast of the event and not just him. I think most people probably would have took Psycho Sal, and it would have been one of those things where he come out. They brought him out the gate swinging. It's all about him. He's in your face constantly, and that type of telling. I think the reason the fans have latched on into it so much, because again, we've got people reading Psycho Sal that don't even read comics. We've got people reading Psycho Sal that aren't fan of horror books
Yeah.
or movies. I think that's why. I think we did something that we haven't seen in a long time, because look at all the movies that's come out in the last 20 years. Everybody sides with the villain. Everybody chases the villain. Everybody's laughing at the villain. Everybody's connected with the villain, and nobody gives two shits about any of the cast members that's in the show. So
Yeah.
and that's I knew I wanted that for the story, and then you and Chris, understood that, and you respected that, and you ran with that, and you made the characters in the book the ones the fans fell in love with. So they fell in love with Sarah. They fell in love with Victor. They fell in love with Tony and her brother and stuff like that. So I think that's why it hit as hard as it did. Is I think these people saw these characters as someone they probably know in their own life. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Especially with Tony.
Oh, yeah.
She was she was that person like we talked about. I told you, like, she has to be that person. The minute you meet her, you love her.
Mhm.
She's genuine, and we all know that person. We've all ran into that person at some point, or we have that person around us and now that they're just a genuine person, and you can't help but love who they are as a person.
Yes. And there's something else I wanna say that I think that Psycho Sal does really well. Um, when you start a book that has a large cast and you try to introduce everybody at one time, it's really difficult to tell all their stories and
Yeah,
to, like I said, build that empathy for those characters. And so the fact that you started with just the FBI and then it was Tony,
right.
but it wasn't just Tony. It was like in the first 3 you got to see what happened when Psycho Cell was done. You know what I mean? His victim was done with his whole experience. And with Tony, you got to see that it was much more going on than just the physical side, that there was
Yeah,
this mental torture, also psychological torture that was going on. So again,
right,
it's like you had the FBI and then you added Tony, but the FBI agents have been there the whole time and their story continues and it grows. But you're
right.
seeing this other side of the psychopath growing from the outside and you get little snippets, but now in 4, 5, and 6, you get to see more. And then
Yeah,
7, 8, and 9, we get the whole cast, you know what I mean? And it grows again because now you're seeing the inside of his brain and who's that and what's going on and why is he thinking that and why is, you know what I mean? Is it real? Um, and then the whole thing with Tony's progression or regression, however you want
yeah,
to call it, and how we kind of took her from one place to somewhere else. It's just it builds, and so I think it was done right. I think the storytelling was done in a way to really pull people in and get them engaged in the story. I've read so many comics where you start out and there's a cast of 6 people, and I'm like, I don't even remember their names by the
yeah.
end of the 3rd book because it's too much
Yep,
to keep track of. And so, that's the kind of storytelling I like where it's like, just tell me who each person is. So, like, my first issue, Jude St. Clair is by himself in his
right.
forest, you know what I mean? But you get to learn who he is through his decision making, and the world is kind of the bad guy. The world is my psycho cell and
Yeah,
how it works. And so I really think, there's some superb storytelling going on between our books and in indie. You know what I mean? I think that people get it. So,
yeah. I agree with you because especially with Path of Pale Rider, and like you said, it starts out with just him, but it gets to the point about it. Like you learn like who he is relatively quickly,
mhm.
so you can you kind of get attached to it.
Yeah,
And the same thing like the way with Victor, like
yeah,
people understood right out the gate with Victor the way he was written, the way he spoke, the way he handled himself, carried himself. They knew that that was a good dude, and then they knew Sarah was that type of person. And then like we couldn't make it any more clear. There's nothing nice about Psycho Sal. Like
right.
that we didn't want anyone siding with him whatsoever. Because again, that's what happens in horror now. It's too funny, and it's everybody wants to see themselves in the killer, in some way or another. Like even with Marvel and DC, as soon as one of these bad guys get any type of kind of fan base, they immediately want to turn them into a good guy or turn them into
Yeah,
a neutral. They've done it with Venom and so many other characters.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, I agree, and this, like I said, the same thing works with Path. The way you write that, and you keep it, you keep it about the core of the character without just overcomplicating, every damn thing. Because look at the TV shows over the handful of years.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
actual TV shows that were decent. Flash started out great, then at some point it was all of a sudden Team Flash, and he had 30 people in the room with him. Like
Yeah.
same thing happened with Arrow. It started out great, and then all of a sudden it became, 30 people involved there. It gets so overdone. Like you said, you
Well,
can't
there
like latch on to anybody.
yeah, and you stop caring. You stop caring. You know what I mean? Like, Walking Dead is the best example I have of this because the original show, again, look what happened. Look where you started. You're with Rick in a hospital room and you're
Yeah,
discovering the world as Rick discovers the world, but you're
yeah,
also learning who Rick is based off of his experience walking through the world,
yeah,
looking at it for the first time, right? So that to me is like, okay, that's us learning the world and learning Rick,
yeah,
right? But when they started doing these spin-offs where it's like Fear the Walking Dead, and they just started killing off, like, there's all these characters and they just started killing them off. I was like, I don't care. Like, I'm not emotionally attached to this character. They've spent 3 seconds on them and now they're dead. Like, I don't
Yeah.
feel bad. So,
Yeah.
a lot of the TV shows, there's so many people and they try to do twists and turns. And I feel like a lot of times they do these twists and turns that are so um bait and switch. Like, they've been
Yeah.
building up the character to be good and thoughtful and nice, and then they turn into the villain at the last second. Like,
Yeah.
that's not what you've been telling us, and that's not how this story goes. And all have you done is piss everybody off. Like,
Yeah.
stop doing that shit. That's not a twist. That's a bait and switch. Like, that's
Yeah.
not cool.
Yeah, I agree with that because they definitely got carried away with that, and like, and again, like that is an aspect of a story that can be useful if
Yeah,
you do it every so often. It's the same thing. Like, there's a point to there being levity in a horror movie because you hit people with this funny moment for a second, and then bam, you hit them with a scary moment. And it's more impactful. That's the whole point that pattern was never done. But they got to where they were doing it every other damn scene, and it
yeah.
just kills it. And it's now you're watching a comedy. So
And
the
it
same
got
thing.
too campy. Like, it
Yeah.
wasn't funny, it was campy. And I'm not here for being campy. You know what? It's all right. It's okay. I think the first like season, maybe the second season were great. And then after that it kind of started going downhill. There's a lot going on in that series. Some of it's good and some of it's not.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, I do kind of understand that when you have a series that big and you're trying to cram all this story stuff in over a certain amount of time, and you don't ever know when someone's going to pull the plug on the whole show.
And that's
So
it.
so sometimes you'll throw too much, just because you're trying to get as much information in there as you can. But yeah, I think I started losing interest on that show probably around the fourth season, maybe. I'm not
Yeah,
even sure I made it that far. Because I started losing interest in it with the whole governor stuff and everything. I kind of got
wow,
burnt
that's
out.
early.
Yeah. So and I, at some point there, I was kind of forcing myself to watch a lot of it. But like I said, I really enjoyed it at first. I mean, there was nothing like it on TV. So, obviously it was right up my alley being horror type stuff,
Right.
but
They fell into that weird schedule where they had like 6 episodes and then a break and then another 6 episodes. And because of that, they were splitting up the story where it was like big moment for the season premiere, fluff, 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 fluff.
yeah,
Big moment for the mid-series finale, and then after Christmas or New Year's, it was like, oh, we're back in a big moment. And they left you hanging like, is Glenn alive or dead? We don't know,
yeah,
on top of that dumpster, right? And
yeah.
then again, fluff, 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 and then, oh, we're burning the barn down. So it's like, but that's TV. And like you said, it's hard when there's like an executive producer and there's
Mhm.
people that are pulling red tape
Yep.
and and
Executives who think they know what's best to tell a story.
right. And like you said, you don't know how many seasons you're gonna get.
True.
So
Yeah.
I thought it was great till Negan. You didn't like Negan? Negan was great. I thought Michonne was the best. When they brought in Michonne, like, that was a great entrance for her.
Yeah, it was.
Negan was
I mean,
great.
it was definitely a damn good, uh, debut for Negan. I mean, and I knew that was coming. Like
Yeah,
when I saw the lineup, somebody asked me, they were like, "Who do you think it's going to be?" And I was like, "Oh, it'll be Glenn." And
for
it's like,
sure, Glenn.
really? I was like, "Oh
Yeah,
hell yeah, it'll be Glenn." That is, if you wanted to come in and make the most impact on the audience and the fan base and be different from the book and all of that, or not be different from the book,
I
but
was
try
like,
to,
that's what happened in the book.
yeah, that's what happened in the book. But I was like, to run with the book and everything else has been different from the book. I was like, Glenn's really the only one it could be, and because that's going to be the one that's going to shock the fans the most.
Yeah.
You know,
I didn't know if they were gonna do it when they killed Abraham, but it made sense for him to go because I don't know, because he was supposed to die earlier in the series.
yeah,
Someone else took the arrow that was meant for him, and so
yeah,
I was like, I don't know where they're gonna take him, but they killed off people and then they kept people. Like,
yeah.
Carol was never in all that. Carol died at the prison. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? In the book,
Carol is
it was
so
really
different than the
different.
book.
Right.
Carol
And
was a
Carol wasn't even there. So I was like,
uh-uh.
I guess they could keep Abraham. But when they killed him, I was like, okay, that makes sense. I was like, but are they gonna kill Glenn? Like they kind of have to, man.
When
Because
he
that's
hit
the whole thing.
Abraham first, I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh shit, are they not gonna do it?" I
That's
was
what
like,
I thought too.
"No, no." I was like, "It's got to be Glenn.
It's
It's got
gotta
to be."
happen.
And then it happened. I was like, "Okay, yeah, yeah." Like, and don't get me wrong. Now, I thought that was a really good stroke of genius in the sense that they changed a lot of the people that died in the comic versus died in the TV show. Because,
Yeah.
like we were mentioning that one time, it helped kind of make it fresh for people that's already read the book.
Yeah.
So that was kind of smart. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, like we were talking about that one time. I mean, it made its impact. I mean, it did insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with you. They definitely had way too many episodes, in my opinion. That was too much fluff.
And too much
Way too much fluff.
spin-off. Like, I
Just
tried watching some of the spin-offs, and it's like I started watching Fear the Walking Dead, and I don't think I made it through the first season. It was just
nope.
yeah.
I started watching that also, and I think I got to about the, I don't know, third or fourth episode, and then I just couldn't stay with it. Like the characters, there was nothing about them I liked.
Yeah.
You I couldn't relate to none of them. I had no interest in any of
Yeah.
them. It was easy to relate to Rick. It was easy to kind of relate to what's his name that drove the camper. It's
Dale?
really easy to like Glenn. Um,
Yeah.
so I mean, hell, it was even you like now the thing that pissed me off the most about that damn show,
Lori.
Rick's wife.
Lori.
That whore,
Her name is Lori.
that has got to, because again, I never read the books. I watched the show.
She's like that in the book.
And I was like,
I
that
mean, she's
dude's
not
only,
quite as
even if
annoying,
you
but
thought, oh, I had a hiccup. Even if you
You're right.
thought he was dead, he's only been dead 30 days and you're sleeping with somebody? Like,
Yeah.
you a hoe. And I'm
Yeah.
telling you, she
Yeah,
was
but she
screwing that guy
dies
before Rick died.
she dies at the prison, and Judith dies at the prison too in the book. Like, Judith was never meant to be a character, so
Yeah. 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 Nobody liked Lori.
no.
Because for me, that really and truly, when I saw that happen, I told a friend of mine, I was like, dude, she was sleeping with him before this shit ever happened. I was like, because now it'd have been so okay. Let's say it had been her and her son, and they were running around the country just by themselves with dude. Okay, woman's wild. Let me kind of lock in my safety here. I'll throw a little booty at him, make sure he's got my back. Okay, I could almost kind of justify that in that scenario. But you're with a group of people, and you've been with a group of people since it kind of technically happened. So it ain't like you got to sleep with him. You see what I mean? For any protection, you're well protected. So I told him, I was like, dude, I'm telling you, she was sleeping with him before this shit ever happened.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Lori's not a great character anyway, but I think it was like they were both upset about Rick's quote unquote death, that it just happened is what it made it sound like in the
Tripped and
book.
fell into it.
Yeah, kind of thing, like, oops, look, I fell into your vagina. Sorry.
I gotta make it so if I'm with somebody, if I die, they gotta wait at least a year. That's just the way the rules are. I will haunt that ass. But it was just and now see, for me personally, from a creator standpoint, now that I can say that as a creator, I think that was a dumbass way to write Lori.
They did it on purpose. They wanted to create the tension between Rick and Shane right from the jump. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because technically Shane saved his life by putting a thing in front of the door at the hospital. But and then stole his wife. So they wanted it messy. They wanted a messy relationship, and they wanted to break down Shane because of course he wants to keep he was happy without Rick. You know what I mean? That was the happiest he had been because he had no family prior to. So it's kind of like he was coveting Rick's life. And so when Rick shows back up.
A smart writer, though, a smart writer wouldn't have written Lori like that. They would have written Lori as a loving, caring wife that was distraught for her supposedly dead husband. And then when she found out he's alive, oh, now they're super happy. A smart writer would have had him started coveting Rick more. So he thinks Rick's dead. So he thinks Rick's dead, right?
Yeah.
So now he's been getting close to Lori. He's been getting close to the boy, and he thinks he's about to get some booty. He's about to find his wife. She needs him for protection. Then boom, Rick comes back. Now he sees them constantly happy.
Yeah.
Now he gets jealous.
That's
now
what happened.
No. He was sleeping with her though. I'm saying a smart writer wouldn't have had to do the sleeping part because he would have mentally progressed anyway into coveting Rick and wanting Rick's wife because he almost had her. You see what I'm saying? Like he didn't have to make her sleep with him. He could have almost had her. And then Rick shows up and ruins his plans.
Well, this was also building Rick's character because he found out about it and stayed with Lori.
Yeah, some men are idiots. I guess in the zombie apocalypse, though, you can't be like you can't necessarily put all the booty.
Too picky. They're not like right.
Yeah, you can't throw all the booty out the door. You ain't gonna get no more booty. So
I don't know.
I don't know. I felt it was silly. Now, if your job was to make fans hate her, they definitely did that.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, but I mean, I think she's an interesting character because it's like she wasn't really evil. Like there was the governor and there was Negan and there's the Whispers who are like evil, right? And then there's Lori and people still hate her. And so it's like, you know, they had these different levels of morality in this world, and it was really interesting to see them play off each other. And I think that was what was, to me, the interesting thing. Because, it's like, after a while, the walkers stopped being the threat, and it was people, right? It was the governor that kind of like one-upped, and then Negan one-upped him, and then the Whisperers one-upped them. And so it just became a one-up game for Kirkman is how can I make people worse? You know?
Right. Yeah.
So,
and then that's a scary thing too, because you know the idea, you know, like not to get on politics, but these idiots that at one point were screaming like defund the police and all this silly shit.
Yeah,
people really don't understand that if you take away rules and you take away fear of punishment and things like that, because let's be honest. There's a lot of people that the reason they don't do the things that they don't do is because they don't want to necessarily be punished or go to jail or, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You remove all that. It's really terrifying what the human mind becomes when they're having to fight for every meal they want. They're having to fight for every inch they want. And everyone else is trying to fight for the same thing and everything's running out. That's what's really scary is when you gut the rules. Oh my God. But there was people I heard say they hated Lori more than they hated the governor.
Yeah, isn't that funny?
I was like, holy crap. Oh yeah, I couldn't stand her. I hated her more than I hated Negan. I was like,
that's kind of rough.
I mean, well, the crazy thing is, the sad thing is, if you take someone like Negan and you pull the emotion out of it and you look at what he was doing, the sad thing is you can almost side with Negan in the sense of protecting his territory, making people make sure his people survived.
Well, Rick started it. Rick is the one that went in there and killed them all while they were sleeping. He started it. And Negan was like, you're going to start it. I'm going to finish it. You know?
Yep.
So, but then Negan's people weren't, all that great. When you get in there and find out he has like a harem and he's like ironing people on the face, and that's like, all right, maybe not. But
as well as I do, when it comes to that scenario, the thing that keeps people in check is fear. It isn't being the nice guy. I mean, even Rick had to turn to violence and fear at certain points, And that's again, that's the removal of the rules.
Yep.
That's the removal of the consequences of what normal day-to-day law and everything. I mean, because like the Joker said, every single one of us is like one bad day away from complete chaos.
Yep.
Like,
I believe that.
I mean,
100%.
like a lot of people don't think about it. I mean, and I'm sure you have because you write a post-apocalyptic books. I mean, if our power grid crashed within
We're right there.
a week,
We're
you're
there.
going to have some of the most insane violence. It's going to be ridiculous. You'll have the looting and everything first, and then once the looting bullshit is done, and people realize, oh shit, we're 7 days in with no power, no water, no air, no cell phones, no nothing. Then everybody starts looting the food and everything else. Hell, within 15 days, you probably have a total collapse.
I think 2 weeks. So there was this year I was in college, we had a blackout. It was over the summer, and it was a good, I want to say 5 days where nobody had power. And it was like, in the beginning, people thought it was fun. Like we were having cookouts and grills because the freezer was out. So you had to cook everything, right? But it's like once the ice is melted and your cell phone is dead and you can't flush your toilet no more, it's not fun anymore.
Yeah.
And then what are you eating? As soon as the refrigeration is gone, that's a major problem. So 2 weeks, I think, and then we're done.
Yeah, I was watching, and that's one of the reasons I've kind of changed because I used to kind of be a little paranoid about this stuff. So I kind of stockpiled stuff. And I got away from it for a long time up until just recently. So now I have, an EDC personal. I have an EDC in my vehicle. I look at some of the stockpile with food and things like that. So because I was watching a documentary or something not too long ago, and they were talking about how if a power grid, because if you shut down with an EMP, the East Coast power grid, that's the entire East Coast. From New York all the way down to Florida and everything across to almost the Rockies. And that goes everything, your power, your water, your cell phones. And one guy, this documentary thing said the majority of homes are 3 days with 3 days from being no food in their home.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty damn scary.
It is.
That you're 3 days from having no food. I mean, I remember living in the small town in North Mississippi when the ice storm of '94 hit, and that little town we were in, we were a long ways from the bigger towns, and they started in the bigger towns and worked themselves out. We were out of power for I think it was 28 days. And we were out of power for 28 days because nobody could get to us. They had to clear all the roads coming from the city, the bigger towns, to get to us little bitty towns. And so we were out of power for 28 days. And, we had a gas stove and we had a gas heater. And that's the only reason we were able to do anything. And luckily my grandmother, we grew up so damn poor. It wasn't like we had a freezer full of damn meats and stuff. So, we had potatoes and we had beans and we had cornbread and, that type of stuff. Ate a whole lot of flapjacks during that time frame. But I watched that documentary and it's insane how quick it will all go to hell. I mean, shit. I mean, and when we know our government isn't very efficient at shit. I mean, it took them, what was it, 15 days to get water to the damn Superdome when Katrina hit?
The Palisades fires. How long was that last year? I mean, they still haven't been able to rebuild their house. Sorry, I know we're having a weird conversation tonight.
Sorry, we're just talking about all kinds of crazy. I told you guys tonight was random night.
I'm surprised we didn't have a guest tonight. There was no guest?
No, I was Chris was supposed to come on here at 9:30. So 8:30, so he could promote his damn Kickstarter. So I didn't plan a guest so we could just talk about y'all's projects and upcoming stuff. So off topic question, you killed that commission you did for me. Is that going out with the rest of the Rise of the Mummy books? Yes. Oh, the Art the Clown. Yes, yes. Years ago, the post office in the morning. Um, but yeah, it's like what Ryan said. Yeah, it's like 15 days, and you'll
Yeah,
have insane
that's
violence.
it. That's it.
I mean,
Yeah.
and it's probably less than that now because you already have people doing insane violence just because somebody called them the wrong damn pronoun. So
It
I
just
mean,
depends on where you are too. I think different communities are better stockpiled than others because we're here in Texas. The Eastern Seaboard goes out their grid. We got our own grid. You know what I
yeah,
mean? So we're not going down. But
yeah. But
someone
I
could
mean,
target
look
across
how
the
bad that
head, you know,
happened with you guys. What was
huh?
it? That little winter storm you guys had a couple years ago.
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
had
that
brownouts.
knocked you guys out for a while too. That was pretty
Yeah.
insane.
Where we are, we were lucky, and instead of being completely out, we were having brownouts. So we would be out for like 2 hours and then have electricity for like 30 minutes. And
Ah,
then
okay.
so like the fridge stayed cold. You could charge your phone in
Yeah.
between, stuff like that. And then we have a gas stovetop. So we could cook the whole time. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, that's so important right there. A lot of people don't think about that anymore. They're like, "Oh, I just want electric everything." You don't. There are two things you need to try to keep in your house if you can, and that's a gas heater and a gas
yeah.
stove.
And we have
If
a gas fireplace. So the
Yep,
fireplace was on the entire time. And
yep,
then we could I just, use a match instead of the starter. And there you
right.
go. Um, since then, we have put in a generator.
Yeah, I mean it's like if we luck up and get to buy this house we're trying to get,
Yeah.
I mean I'll go back to doing like I used to do. I'll stockpile that one in the pantry for lots of shelf type foods.
Yep.
I'll put my gun safe back in there with my stuff, and we'll put up security stuff and things like that. I mean I'm not super paranoid, but like I definitely believe in you. People need to
Have
get
a plan.
prepared.
Have a
You know,
plan. Yeah.
you got to. You got
Mhm.
to have a plan. You got to have a plan for your family. Otherwise you're going to end up in Path of the Pale Rider.
Yeah, seriously. It's bizarre sometimes to see things happen in the world, and I'm like, "Oh, shit, I wrote that into my book."
Uh-huh.
Like, I wrote that back in 2018 when 2020 happened. We hadn't even released the book yet, but my sister had read the script and she was like,
Yeah.
"Lori, stop writing." And I was like, "I can't. It's already done. I don't know what to tell you." So, and there's
Yeah.
still stuff, William, that's happening that's in my story that we haven't released yet. And so like me and like two people that like my editor has read the whole script and my sister. So when things happen, I'm like in their chat, like, "Oh my God, did you see?" And they're like, "Are you gonna in your story?" And I'm like, "I know, it's crazy." Yeah. So it's still happening. So that's why
Yeah.
I always joke and put that meme where it says post-apocalyptic fiction has been moved to current events at the
Yep.
library. Yeah, that's my story.
Well, I mean, think about how many conspiracy theory people we owe apologies to.
Oh, yeah.
Like, sorry, man. I mean, I kind of thought you were right, but I was hoping you were crazy. But never
I
mind.
know.
Um, what? So, um, have you watched any of the? Because I watched the first season,
Uh,
and sadly, I've not went back and watched anything since then. Are you caught up on the Daredevil stuff? Okay. Did you watch any of it?
then reboot? Nah.
Okay.
I watched the
People
first season
think
on
it's gotten
Netflix.
good.
I watched the ones that they did on Netflix before they rebooted it, I thought was good, but once they started rebooting stuff, I was like, "I don't got time."
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I don't know what happened with that or what they were doing, but yeah, it changed hands or something, or I
Yeah.
don't know. I'll tell you another good show if you haven't watched it yet, and I've caught up. It's 2 seasons,
Yeah.
and it's kind of off topic of what we do, but The Pit, that
Is that
emergency
the
room TV
Yeah.
show,
I've heard of
dude,
this. I haven't watched any, but I've
it
heard that
is
it's pretty good.
very good.
Yeah.
And what is so unique about that show, the entire season is one day.
Oh, wow.
It's one 12-hour shift of that ER is that entire each season is like an hour long. I mean, I'm sorry, each episode is like an hour long, but it's all in a 12-hour shift.
Oh, that reminds me of 24. Remember when
Oh,
they
oh,
did
that's right.
24
Yeah.
and it was like an hour and the whole season was
Yeah.
a day? I
Yeah,
didn't I
that
couldn't watch
show is
that one
cool.
either. It was too anxiety inducing. Like everybody was having a fucking crisis, excuse my French, but I was just like, I can't do it.
Yeah, I never watched that, so I don't know anything about that one. But I knew the premise that it's all in one day.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you get a chance, definitely check out The Pit.
I'll check out.
Which is kind of cool because I grew up watching ER.
Yeah.
And that guy played this, year one medical student in the ER on there. That he played this guy called Noah, and now he, that's where he's from.
I've seen clips from that. Like if you watch TikTok and you're scrolling through, you'll see clips from a bunch of different shows. So I have seen him in the show, but I just didn't know that was the show. Okay, yeah.
He was a young kid, like a first time medical student in ER, and then now he's the head guy in the ER for this one. I thought it was kind of cool. I wish they would have used the same name. That would have been
funny. Yeah,
that would have been badass if they'd used the same name. But yeah, that show's really good. Another show that we watched, I think it was only one season because it got canceled. And forgive me because I'm gonna have a brain fart now to remember the name. But it was a Kevin Bacon had a new show where he was a bounty hunter hunting demons.
Yeah. It got canceled already.
It got canceled. I think it was one season. Andrea and I watched that. It was actually really good. But I think it got canceled off one season. I can't remember the
Bondsman.
Yep, that's it. The Bondsman. Yep. It was pretty damn good. A lot of shows like that has been weird. Like you remember that Santa Clarita
Diet?
Yeah. About Drew Barrymore and Timothy Olyphant, where she was a zombie.
Was she? I was like, people eating people. I knew it was that, but I didn't watch it.
Yeah, she was she died or something or got turned into a zombie. That was really good too, actually. I
heard good stuff about that one. I just didn't. I don't know. I try not to watch too many zombie shows. I'll watch movies, but like I don't want anything to influence my writing either, you know? Where they're like, oh, you took it from blah blah. And I'm like, I haven't seen it.
To be fair, I mean, like that can happen. I've had moments as an artist where I drew something and then I sit here after I see it's done and I'm like, why does that look familiar?
Yeah.
And and then I'll finally get annoyed with it and I'll start digging through Google or something, and then I'll find an image that looks similar to it or looked almost like it. Because you stockpile everything as a creator and an artist, it's a visual library in your head. So it all starts running together at some point.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I'm not gonna bother watching it.
If you like Timothy Olyphant, which I like that,
he's good. I like him.
His show Justified is damn good.
See, the problem is I just don't have time to watch all these shows. I really don't.
These are all shows I watched before I was becoming an artist.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was laughing about this too with some of my friends. They're like, Lori doesn't see movies. And I was like, I've seen movies before 2013 because that's when my daughter was born. Yep. I was like, once the kiddo was born, we didn't see any more movies unless it was streaming. And it's like
the only time I get to watch anything really. And that's my fault because I'll sit in there and work until 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night. When Andrea comes over, when I'm home on the weekends, she'll come over on Friday night and stay Friday night, Saturday night. So we'll try to binge something, Friday and Saturday. So that's usually where we kind of get some stuff in. But yeah, there's a few good shows. Have you watched anything lately that you thought was good?
I've been watching. Usually I put it on while I'm doing stuff like this where I'm like pulling pages apart and I don't have to focus too hard.
Yeah, mostly listening.
Mostly listening. And then if something exciting is happening, I'll pick my head up and be like, ooh, I've been watching Invincible on Amazon Prime.
I've read about that because I gave my opinion on it last time. I think it's just violence for being violence. I think that's the niche right now. You know what I mean? Like The Boys is over the top violent. Now you got Invincible that's over the top violent. It feels like it's just being violent. So I haven't watched it. I haven't read the book. Now I watched like the first 1 or 2 seasons of The Boys,
Yeah, that's
and so I
way
did watch that, and I was like, okay, this is like dick and fart jokes on steroids with extreme violence. It just
I
didn't
mean,
really appeal to me. But what did you think about the Invincible itself, though?
well, I've read all the books, and I
Okay,
thought it was a really good take. And again, both of them kind of touch on the same thing, that what if your beloved superhero was really human,
right,
and had to make choices. So like in the case of Invincible, it's like he's growing up, his dad is a superhero, his dad is a part of the Justice League, and has been saving the planet. And then he's like, I think in high school, and he gets his
right.
powers, finally gets his powers, and then everything changes. The Justice League gets murdered. The only person that survived the murder was his dad.
Okay.
And then,
Spoilers, everybody.
yeah, if you haven't watched, I mean, like this is the very first season, right? Come on, the book's been out for decades.
Yeah.
Um, and so, as stuff goes down, you find out that it's his dad that murdered everybody else. And the reason why is because it's like if Superman came to the planet, had babies, and then took over. That's this
Oh,
guy's job, is to procreate and then take over the planet, because his race is seen as superior and they want to bring them into like their protection kind of, but they want to control the planet. So
so
that's,
Brightburn.
huh?
So it's Brightburn
Kind of, but
because
it was
that's what Brightburn was. They were supposed
before
to.
Brightburn.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. The
Was
books
it?
have been out for a long time.
Okay. All
Um,
right.
it's
Huh, okay.
it's Robert Kirkman, the same guy
Right.
that did Walking Dead.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so what's funny about watching the animation, um, they use the voices from the people that are the Walking Dead. So the guy that played Glenn is the guy that does the voice of Invincible, it's Stephen Yoon. And then like
Oh, okay.
the one of the Viltrumite that he kicked his ass twice, Conquest, is Dean Morgan, who played Negan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you're gonna get some crossover with that.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
so, but The Boys to me is interesting. It's like if corporate America owned
Right.
superheroes and controlled them. And again, it's like you think they're superheroes, but they're really like
Yeah.
just total debauchery going on and like making
Right.
money and preying on people's beliefs. Like, because again, in issue 1, you just get Huey and his girlfriend, and the A Train, the speedster, like the Flash,
Right.
runs through his girlfriend,
Yeah.
killing her. And that's what starts everything, because A Train's just like, sorry, man, and takes off. And his girlfriend's in pieces in the street. And it's like, what the fuck? And there's no consequences for them. So that's The Boys. You know what I mean? But it's
Yeah.
just like the more you watch, they just up the debauchery.
Yeah.
It's really sick.
Yeah.
So
Season 2 got ridiculous. I mean, just ridiculous. Uh,
Tom, we're not I didn't spoil your stuff, Tom. I'm
yeah.
spoiling. Come on, this
The
stuff has been out for forever.
Yeah. That's what I tell people. You get as far as spoilers are concerned, you get like a month after it came out. And if you haven't watched it by then, you're not gonna watch it.
Like, do you want me to spoil some things that Tom's written? Just kidding. I'm
Yeah.
not going to.
So yeah, so like I said, I haven't watched or read anything with Invincible, so I wasn't sure about that. And I did watch, like I said, the first season and I think the second season of The Boys.
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay, I'm done. Y'all just trying to see how far you can push.
But again, I think the concept is sound in the beginning, but I
Yeah,
think
I agree.
as it goes on, it's like you said, it's like they don't know where to stop.
Yeah. Let's just see how far we can push it till we can get away. Like it's like they try to push it until it just as to as vulgar as it can be. Because I love the concept.
Pretty vulgar.
Like you said, what if corporate America owned the superheroes? And what if there were really kind of shitty people instead of these, superhero mindset? Like I love that concept. I was like, oh, this is gonna be interesting.
It does.
And then I was like, y'all are just I'm sure the comic does it too. That's what they're making it off of. So I was like, y'all are just now you're just doing it to be doing it, and to me, that's for me personally, again, that's just me. I don't think that's writing, when you have to push it to such extremes,
Well,
like where did the story go?
it's the same thing with like shocking,
Yeah.
and sorry guys, Art the Clown is great, but Terrifier, I don't get it. You know what I mean? Just because again, it's just for shock.
Yeah, now that's all it is, but that's like that was like that's not my bread and butter either. Like
Yeah,
I know David, he's a great guy, and I love the concept of the character and the
I
look
love
of the
it.
character. I mean, obviously, I'm a big horror fan,
Yeah,
but there's no story to that.
there's no story. Exactly.
It's let's see how violent and how gory and how pushing of the limits we can be.
Yeah,
And there's no story to it. I watched all of them except for the most recent one that came out, and there's not really a story to none of it. It's
yeah,
just violence for the sake of violence. But now they showed that from the get-go. You get what I'm
right.
saying?
But
Like
again, if that's your
you
thing, go do it, And it's like it's the same thing. Like Invincible has a huge fandom. The Boys has a huge
yeah,
fandom, and that's cool. It's just not, I
yeah.
that's why I'm like, I wish I could find another show. I started watching Pluribus. Have you heard anything about Pluribus?
I don't even know what that is.
Pluribus is, I think, on Apple TV, and it's been recommended to me by a lot of people. And I watched the pilot, and it's really interesting because it's kind of like a zombie apocalypse, like a zombie invasion, but it's
Yeah.
not. It's like it's a virus or like it's an alien virus, and it
Huh.
spreads through like saliva, and it goes super fast. And they're all this the hive mind, so they take over people, and there's this one lady who's immune in that first episode, and her name is Carol. And they
Huh.
all call her by her first name. They're like, "Hi, Carol. We love you, Carol. We'll do anything you ask us. We'll tell you the truth." Like, and they're all the same hive mind. And so they can talk to her. Like, she's talking, she picks up the phone. She's talking to the president of the United States, and he's on the TV talking to Carol. Like, it's super interesting. So it's a different concept, but I've heard it's more of like a slow burn.
Yeah.
And that's all I watched was the first episode because again, it was one of those like I wanted to watch it and I was missing stuff when I wasn't paying attention.
Right,
And
right.
I'm too busy doing things
Yeah.
to stop and watch. So
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah,
probably watch.
you got the same you got that same workaholic
Yeah.
uh
Like, here's what I did today.
perspective
I
that I
dropped my
do.
kids off at school. I went to the grocery store to fill in things that I didn't get from groceries on
Yep,
Monday.
yep,
I came back, I did some food prep. I started roasting coffee because I was going to package all the coffee today for the stretch goal, and that takes 45 minutes a batch. I did 4 batches of that.
dang,
And then I started working on books. I had done the whole interiors for the Jake Bishop books. So I started cutting the HTV. I had to build the file, cut
right.
it, and then I had to weed it. And then I started painting these books. Had to go pick up my kids, spend some time in the car talking to artists, trying to follow up on projects. Um, Came home, started dinner, cooked
Yeah,
for the family, cleaned the kitchen, made sure the kids were ready for tomorrow, and then started working on this stuff. And then you sent the streamer. I've been working all day,
yeah.
so there's no break. There's no.
Yeah, and like, and that's what I like about these shows. Like, I told you guys from the get-go why one of the main reasons I wanted us to do this is because I think it's good for the fan base to understand what our day is actually like. When you're doing it on the level that we're doing it on, we're not sitting around twiddling our thumbs. We're not sitting around playing Xbox and Call of Duty or any of this other crap. We're from the minute we wake up till pretty much the minute we go to bed almost it's work, 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 work. So and like I said, now nobody makes us do that. Like, so we're not bitching or anything like that. It's just people need to understand that this is what it takes. So I think it's good for the fans to see that and understand that so they can be a bit more understanding and a bit more patient and things like that in general. But I think it's also good for other creators to see that if you want to be successful and you want to do it on the level we're doing it on, that you have to be willing to work like that because you can't get seen doing this part-time. It just doesn't happen, you know. It just is what it is, and we accept that. We understand that, we're we want to see our stuff succeed. We want to see the fans interact, and we want the fans to have a good time. You know, and it, you know, just, you know, we'll get enough rest when we're dead. You know, I mean, unless you're telling me apocalypse happens, and then our ass is right back to work. So,
ooh, Path of the Pale Rider. Let's go.
you need to put like a random artist in your book that can't stop working, and a creator or something.
What?
Yeah,
What?
you should put a random creator in your book, like this character who's a creator and they can't stop working because they're undead and they just have to keep going to work every day. So,
it's funny, but that's something that we've talked about. It just hasn't come up in the book yet, but how the undead could be like a source of unlimited workforce. And a lot of times, like, they get confused and they get forgetful. So they won't even complain if you overwork them because they don't have to eat and they don't have to sleep.
right.
And they could just keep working. So it's just like, oh my gosh, we have this whole new population that we can take advantage of pretty much. And, you know, is it okay to do that?
Because they're not citizens anymore. Once you die,
Are they? Do they have rights? That's a good question.
yeah. I mean, according to the, I think even for the statute of what it is right now, I don't think anything dead has any rights, does it?
Well,
I
mean, in the real world, no.
That's what I'm saying. So in your book,
but in the book, that's one of the problems. It's like they start pushing back because it's like, oh, you don't have the right to own this property anymore. You have to get out. And it's like, well, where the am I supposed to go?
Yep,
like
exactly.
This is where I live. Like, there's nowhere for me. I'm homeless now because I'm undead. And so it starts a whole lot of like ethical questions of what happens to these people. So
yeah, that's what I love about the book. Like, I love, like, because zombies, there'll always be zombie stories, whether they're speeder type zombies, whether they're hive mind, like that video game zombies, or whether they're slow walkers. There'll always be zombie stories, movies, comics, etc.
Yeah.
But the twist that you've got on yours with that, it's not your traditional zombie virus type thing. It's just death is broken. And stuff that should have died doesn't die, and it just kind of starts rotting. And you know, I mean that because, like you said, it's one of those things that it brings up all types of moral and ethical questions and things. Because what do you do for food when the food doesn't die?
Right.
Now, me personally, I'm gonna throw a cow on the grill and I'll chat with him while he's cooking.
You're gonna eat it anyway?
I'm gonna eat him any damn way. That's a real mistake.
The whole way through.
Well, you're not eating his head.
It doesn't matter.
Gut's not going. You know, that shoulder's not going to move.
Yes, it does. The muscles can move independently.
Then it just works its way down through your track system. So
it does, but you're gonna feel it wriggle the whole way, and then the poop's gonna move too.
Yeah, there you go. Well, hey, then it can move itself when you're done. See, you can just it'll walk off.
There was one time I was on a podcast and someone was like, "Wait, does that mean the whole world's gonna end up as poop someday?" And I was like, "Yeah, unless we fix it, like you'll be someone's poop." Isn't that terrible?
Yeah. But I mean, that is definitely a really cool twist on it. Because I mean, it's not just about people, it's about animals, it's about insects, it's about what do you, like you said, when you have an overpopulation of insects that eat crops.
Yeah, and the pesticides don't work.
Exactly.
And, you know, people are getting hungry and people are getting you know, there's unrest, and it's like hungry people don't make good decisions.
Nope.
And things turn into a powder keg real quick. So yeah, but William, I'm very excited because with issue 8 and this trade going out, it's like then we start the next phase, because people that have been following me know like this was a full-length movie, so that was act 1, but you know, volume 2 was act 2 where everything goes wrong, and then act 3 we're 2 issues away from finding out the answer.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. So you will know if you can probably figure, if you pay attention in issue 8, you could probably figure it out. Now, if you don't figure it out in 8, you can definitely figure it out in 9. But if you're just can't figure it out, I will answer the question in 10 in the beginning of 10. So
yeah, I need to sit down and finish reading them. I'm waiting on you to send out number number 8?
Yeah, eight's in fact, my editor just spammed me all the things we need to work on. So I was like,
Dang. So yeah, I'm waiting on that one because I think I've read the first 4 books, I believe.
ooh.
So I've got to get caught up on the others because that's the other thing too. Like, you know, we don't even get really any time because about the extent of our reading is reading our scripts.
I'm lucky I get to read them all because I let her. So that's the whole point.
You get to see it in all its prettiness. Yeah. So, oh man, like it really is like I was joking to Andrea the other day. I was like, I had this year last year, and then I was sitting there going, but if I sat down and like figured up the amount of hours I work 6 days a week and then 7 days a week on most of my months, shit, I'd be scared to know what my actual pay was.
Yeah, I know. But that's the thing is like you can work 40 hours for someone or you can work 65 hours for yourself. And where are you going to be happiest? And for me, it's working for myself. For sure. But William, it's going to be that time. We've been podcasting for 2 hours and 26 minutes.
Yeah, we've been live for a while, but yeah, no, I know you're going to get bounced, but that's okay.
What?
I said, I know you got to get back to your stuff, so that's totally okay. I appreciate you hanging out with me longer than usual. So give them a real quick, it's 9:33. Give them a real quick rundown on what you got going on right now, what you got coming soon, your next appearance, and all of that good stuff.
When is my next appearance? I don't know yet. So what do I have going on? Issue 8 is wrapping up. I just got the edits back from my editors, so we're gonna go through those and start working on fixes. And then it's off to the printer for issue 8. I have 90% of the merchants, so that's going to ship pretty soon. I'm excited. And then, of course, I have turned on the pre-launch page for the next volume, which is the trade paperback for issues 5, 6, 7, and 8. So in there is not only just those issues, but bonus material. I will have a cover gallery. So you'll have, if you haven't gotten the, the Angry Path, which you should have gotten that by now, but it'll have all the covers from William in one place in the back of the book. I'm also going to have some additional short stories written by people. I'm going to have fan art in there. I will probably have additional journal entries from Jude St. Clair because I think those are awesome. And I haven't figured out if I'm going to do something else. I'm thinking about something. You know me, I like to do riddles. So I might stick a riddle in there. I have an idea that I've been floating around with my buddy Fish Lee, and we'll see if I can pull it off before I go to print. So that's what's been going on. I'm not sure when my next appearance is. I might have one in May. I'm looking at going to NTX in June, but I haven't pulled the trigger on that. And if not, then I got to wait all the way till July. But my kids are in their last couple, they got 10 days left of school. So I'm just trying to get through that, honestly.
Yeah, that's a great idea. You're talking about putting fan art in the book. I may have to keep that in mind too. Or not necessarily in the book, but it got me thinking, talking about fan art. Doing the book's cool too, and people can see their art published to us in a sense. That's, man, I hadn't thought about that. I might do a contest or something, like a fan art contest. People can submit.
Stop it.
No, I don't mean that bullshit.
I was like, now you're making fun of me.
No, I'm not talking about that dumbass. Oh, hey, we're gonna do a contest. If you win it, might give you a cover gig. No, I'm not talking about that stupid crap.
That's what I thought you were joking. I was
No,
like, "We're gonna do a
no, I
contest."
was talking about just doing a contest for people to do a fan art of Psycho Sal, and then me give them some let the people vote on their favorite, and then me give them something a cool ass prize
That's cool.
for the contest. Yeah, nothing published. I'm just talking about just a fan art contest that I let the fans vote on their favorite art piece out of a whatever got submitted, and then give the winner some kind of cool prize, or something like that.
Yeah.
Because since the book's done, I can't really do the fan art pages on the inside. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I may do that at some point. But yeah, that's a great idea. Having people send in, man, I wish I'd have thought of that shit.
Sorry.
Yeah, that'd been kind of cool to have some people submit some just fan art to put in the book so people could see what the fans are doing.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's fun too when people write in my world, because I have 2 short stories, but one of them, it gets too close to the answer, and it's not in this book, so we have to save it for the next one.
Oh wow!
But
Did they
yeah, it
know
was
they
really
were close to the answer?
yeah, this person has
Oh,
read the script,
oh,
so
okay.
they
Okay.
know, and so that's why I was like, as much as I would love, and I've had this for, like, 2 years. He
Oh
wrote it
wow!
2 years ago, and I was like, as much as I would love to share this, it's too big of a
Yeah.
spoiler. I was like, so we gotta hang on to it for a bit. So we already talked about it though, but the one I'm gonna put in there, the guy doesn't know the answer. And so it's a really interesting story. It's someone who's like a gang member, a retired gang member, reformed, and it's like going through the day, is normal day, but something tragic happens, and then death goes missing that same day. And so it's
Ah,
really interesting to see from this person's point of view and like what they're going
yeah.
through and seeing the undead come back. And it's really good. It's really good. So
Yeah, that's so. I was talking, and I'll make this quick. I know you're ready to go, but that I love the idea that you did that, and I love the fact that Chris just did that with his
Mhm.
experiment. He let fans
Yeah.
do a short story about his character, and which is I thought that was great. So I'm thinking about doing the same thing. I'm thinking about like when I go to do the Absolute Psycho Sal book, because it's just going to be a one shot that I'm going to script. And I'm thinking about after I saw Chris do that, and then now I hear you talking about it, I was like, those are such great ideas. I might do the same thing. I might let 4 or 5 people that do their who are writers
Who are writers.
write a Psycho Sal short story and let them just kind of have fun with it.
Make sure they're people you trust
Oh
and
yeah,
that they understand that you will probably tweak the story, because these
yeah,
are 2 really good friends of mine that I let play in my sandbox, and I usually don't, right? And
yeah,
so, they both know going into it, like, if I need to change to keep to canon, I need to change
yeah.
to keep to canon. So, people can go play with the story of Psycho Sal, but make sure that they know that when you read it, if you need to change stuff, you're gonna change stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I figured
It's
that
not like
part.
he's gonna play with puppies.
Yeah, and also they need to be. The only drawback to that, they have to understand this is fan fiction.
Right.
This is not anything that's published in the sense of it'll never be published as a story,
Right.
and
They
just
can
fan fiction, and that I still own and retain all rights
Yes.
to said
That
story
and
and
that's it.
character.
So,
Yeah,
you can write it, but I make the decision where it goes from there, and if
yeah,
it just sits on my shelf and I read it and enjoy it and nobody else sees it, that's
yeah,
it, like, 'cause you can't play in my sandbox without me. It's my sandbox.
yeah,
So,
yeah. I
but
get
and
it.
some of them are so good, though, I think that, they deserve to be seen, and it's like, this is the perfect place to put it as bonus material at the back of a trade paperback, so
Yeah. And the other great thing about it, like, it is a great tool. Like anybody that wants to do something like that shouldn't get ass hurt about the rules or
yeah.
stipulations that the person who owns the IP puts on it. Because especially if you're an unpublished aspiring writer, it gives a chance for people to see what you can do with someone else's IP, and that you might could get hired from that to
Yes.
write someone else's IP, which generates more work for you too. So keep that in mind, people. If somebody's gracious enough to let you play in their sandbox, be understanding and respectful about it, because it could open some damn doors for you.
And I mean, as an artist and a writer, you want to be pushing yourself to try new things, right? And so that's why I always look it up. Like Tom Hutchinson, who is in the chat, he's let me play in his sandbox a few times, and I always have a good time because it's always stuff I haven't done before. And so it's pushing myself to do something different, to expand myself as a writer. And Tom is there to be like, okay, this is my sandbox. We're going to change XYZ in the dialogue just to make it fit better. Stuff like that. Same thing with you. It's like you let me play in your sandbox and we got to, build things in your world, but ultimately you were the one that was like, this needs to happen. So that's how it goes. So, but it's stuff that I never had the opportunity to do before you guys. And so it's helped me grow as a writer, as a creator in my own world. So absolutely take advantage of those if you want to do those, you guys. So
yeah, for sure.
Anyway.
I agree. But all right, Miss Lori, thank you so much again for hanging out with me. And guys, make sure you go follow her page. If you need the Angry Path, send her a PM. She'll get you a price on issues 1 through 7. Issue number 8 will go to print here soon. Huh?
Well, the Angry Path we did was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and it's both the covers from 8. You can get the price, like William said, that's on the Kickstarter. And same thing, get it to me quick if you're interested in that, because we're going to print probably next week.
Oh, that's right. 8 is going to print. Okay,
Going to print. 8 is the one that I just got the edits for. So as soon as that one's ready, I'm making my order. So it's a good time to kind of jump in and just get your books in there, because they'll be on that first print and you'll get it the same time as everybody else. So,
nice.
But yeah.
So there you go, guys. Go get the Angry Path. She's got you covered on that. Now, again, contact her for that, because she's handling the print order for hers. And like she said, she'll put it in right then. Now, once the Kickstarter's over with, you, if I remember correctly, and correct me if I'm wrong, they can't get the Angry Path until the next Kickstarter, right?
Probably not until 9, but I always overstock. You know what I mean? So you can just check with me, and if I have everything in stock, I'll put it together and I'll ship it out to you. But if I'm out somewhere, then you'll have to wait until I run issue 9, because issue in between 8 and 9, that's when the trade paperback is. And again, I'm not ordering individual issues at that point. I'm just putting in trade paperbacks because it's a different printer. You know what I mean? So,
and also I'll make it super easy for you guys. Now, obviously you got to pay the shipping, but if you order the Angry Path through Lori and you get all 8 books, when she gets those in for your order, like I said, you got to pay for the shipping, but I can have her ship me all 8 books. I'll sign all of them for free for you, and we'll send them right back to you. So there's your chance. You guys have asked me about getting the book signed. There's your fastest way to get all 8 books signed without having to wait to catch me at a show. Just order all 8 books from her and pay her the shipping. She'll send the books to me when she has them in. I'll sign them for free, and then I'll ship the books straight back to you. So there's your easiest way for somebody to ask me. Somebody had asked me the other day what would be the easiest way to get my damn book signed if they couldn't catch me at a show. And I was like, well, you'll have to order them as a bundle. I mean, if you try to send them individually, you're going to spend a bunch of money. I was like, so just get a stockpile of my books. And as long as you pay this, and that goes for anybody on any books, get a stack of my books, whether it's the same title or a bunch of different titles. If you're not going to see me at shows that year, get you 10 or 15, save up till you have 10 or 15 of my books, send them to me. I'll sign the things for free for you and put them right back in the mail to you. It's easy. So anyway, all right. Have a good night, Miss Lori. Thank you again.
Bye, everybody.
So there you go, guys. So I meant to tell you guys that the other day, because somebody had asked me, they were like, when do you think you'll be up here for a Comic-Con? And sadly, I don't know. My Comic-Con stuff changes kind of every year. Some new stuff will get thrown in. Some other stuff will get rotated out. So I don't necessarily except for key shows that I kind of am locked into. I don't really know exactly where I'll be. So, they asked me what would be the easiest thing to do, because obviously sending me one book here, one book there, you're spending a bunch on shipping that way. So the easiest thing to do is just get a stack of my books as you buy them for the different projects and exclusives, etc. When you have about 10 or 15 of them, put them in a Gemini mailer, send them to me. As long as you pay for the shipping, I'll sign that stack of books for you for free and, send them right back to you. Same thing like I mentioned about Path of the Pale Rider. So if you want to get that in, the entire current issue run from 1 to 8, jump over to Lori, send her a PM, tell her you want the Angry Path bundle, and she'll get them ordered for you when it goes in on the most current Kickstarter that's going to print here soon. And then as soon as they come back, if you want her to send them to me, just let her know. You pay for the shipping, I'll sign them for free. Like I said, I try to make this stuff as easy as I can, for you guys. I try not to, to overcomplicate stuff and try to give you as much convenience as I can, because I know the majority of people do not make it easy to get shit done. But yeah, make sure you guys go follow Lori. Make sure you check out Path of the Pale Rider. I promise you it's a good series. Like I said, I think I've read the first, 4 books or 5 books. I do need to sit down and finish and get caught up to issue number 8 when it gets here. But yeah, make sure you guys check it out. For me personally, as I mentioned a little while ago, if you missed out on the Psycho Sal Omnibus Collector's Edition Kickstarter, get over to my page, send me a PM, and the prices I have on the Kickstarter right now for the regular cover and hardback regular, and the blood regular cover, or excuse me, let me say it the right way, the blood softback and the blood hardback, or the soft regular cover and hard regular cover. The prices I have those on the Kickstarter for right now, I will honor until I put the order in next week, which will be around Monday or Tuesday. This order is going in very soon to the printer. And as I mentioned, once it goes to the printer, I will not have any of the blood covers outside of the Kickstarter on my table or shows, and I won't have any of the hardbacks of the regular cover. The only thing I will carry on my table and my website will be this cover right here in softback edition, and they will be $80 on those avenues. Right now, that cover in softback is like $40. So it's extremely discounted for the Kickstarter. And like I said, I'll respect that until I put the order in, and then the price goes to $80 on the regular cover. Sorry about the fuzziness of the screen. It's not wanting to focus. But anyway, I'm going to get off here, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. Next week, I believe next Wednesday, at 7:30 p.m. Central, I believe we're going to have Kevin Davis on. I'll double check my schedule to make sure, but I believe it's Kevin Davis. Thank you guys for hanging out with me this evening. I really do appreciate you guys tuning in. Go support some indie comics. Go support some of your favorite creators. Grab their newest books, or Kickstarters, or what's going on. Crit has a few days left on it. Make sure you guys jump over and support that Kickstarter for the other Chris. And grab my kitty cat cover off of that Kickstarter. And the last weekend of this month, 28th through the 31st, I will be at Fan Expo Denver in Denver, Colorado in Pro Row. So make sure you guys come by and say hi while I'm there. Also, the order for the Absolute Psycho Sal #1 Cowtown Comic-Con exclusive order will be going in shortly. If you have not claimed a copy of that book, let me know. That is the first appearance of the Absolute Psycho Sal character. It is on the regular #1 because I'm still working on the story, but we will have an Absolute Psycho Sal #1 one-shot coming soon. that's written and scripted by me. And like I said, it'll just be a one shot, so easy peasy. But yeah, make sure you guys jump over and grab a copy of that if you haven't done it, because that technically is the first appearance of Absolute Psycho Sal on the cover of a book. All right. Okay. I'm done telling you stuff. So have a great night. Love you guys. Be good. Talk to you later. Sorry for the fuzziness. It's trying to focus on everything behind me instead of me. Focus on me, you booty head. I need a new camera. These things, the focus just all over the place. Anyway, have a great night, guys.